This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Hawaii is beautiful, but Tahiti is unforgettable. Take off to paradise from the United States, starting at $750 per person with Air Tahiti Nui. This limited-time deal includes round-trip, all-inclusive service to Tahiti. Visit airtahitinui.com. That's airtahitinui.com.
But teacher, when are we ever going to use math in the real world?
With Kelley Blue Book My Wallet on AutoTrader, you don't have to. At least not car math. Hit the road with confidence knowing exactly what you're going to pay each month for your car. AutoTrader.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, the game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us, we will spin the category wheel, almost.
Yeah, it's almost there.
I mean, at this point, I'm just like, whatever. If we're even close, good enough.
We're counting it. It's like horseshoes.
Like horseshoes or landing a plane. Maybe we didn't land on the runway, but nobody's dead. We don't care.
Right, it's upside down, but nobody died.
Exactly. So we'll spin the category wheel.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
I got you.
Then we'll ask you a question from that category. But here's where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right. Because as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Now, so far this year, our biggest dummy has been the lovely and talented James, who tried to join his high school band playing the shoehorn and found a way to answer 7 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Well, of course you can. Everyone else has. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy.
Be a contestant to play Big Dummy. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com. All the fellas, away we go. Welcome to Season 20, episode number 4280. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The head chef is back. Ted's Meat and Potatoes. Again, an early jump on Stanwood Shortest St. Patty's Day Parade Saturday with the Daily Mix Show at the Stanwood Hotel Saloon in Stanwood. It gets underway at 11, and you're celebrating St. Patty's Day on Ted's Meat and Potatoes.
First of all, it's Patty's with 2 D's.
Mm-hmm.
2 T's means it's like Patricia.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Just want to get that out there. And then, we're going to talk some traditional kind of American Irish fare for St. Patrick's Day. A, I've been Googling them for a couple days because I'm going to make some stuff Saturday night. And B, it seems like a good topic. And
yes,
then,
it is.
We might get into a couple Irish pubs around town, too. But, since St. Patrick's Day is on Monday, this is the weekend to go out and celebrate.
It's hard to have a bad time at an Irish pub.
It really is.
They always got a pool table. Some of them have darts, the ring toss game. There's stuff to do. It seems like a festive environment. It feels a lot like, an Irish pub can't be a new place. It can't be put in a bottle of one of these new buildings going into town. An Irish pub's got to be an old, established building. It's got to have some character to it. It's got to have a look about it.
Yeah, I mean, that little bit of time that we spent in Ireland, I'm like, look, man, we went around, we saw some things, right? We're in Dublin for like 12 hours. It was a layover, and I said, look, before we go back to the airport, I want to stop at an Irish pub. And we all agreed, fantastic idea. So the last thing we did was stop at an Irish pub, and it was magnificently disappointing because an Irish pub just looks like an Irish pub. I don't know what I thought I was going to see, but we walked in, and it looked like every Irish pub.
Yes.
And I'm like, why did I think it would be different? I'm in freaking Ireland, right. And we walked into the pub, and it is exactly what you think it's going to look like.
And they're all over the world, too.
They are.
If you know people that travel for sports or stuff all over the world, Like, it's a pretty safe bet. You can go to an Irish pub.
Yeah.
I went to one in Cape Town, South Africa when I went and saw my daughter.
Did it look exactly like every Irish pub?
Guinness on tap.
That's what it is. Exactly the same,
it's
man.
the same stuff. There's sports stuff everywhere. There's all kinds of crests and different scarves and soccer flags and rugby flags and cricket flags up in this place because those are the two big sports in South Africa, rugby and cricket. But yeah, I mean, soccer was on the entire time I was in there,
which is not uncommon.
Yep. I mean, it was just an Irish.
It's an Irish pub.
It's an Irish pub. So we'll celebrate St. Patty's Day coming up with the head chef and Ted's Meat and Potatoes at 4:30. And today is the day we play the game known as Big Dummy. It's an easy game to play. We spin the category wheel. You are either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. Holding steady as our biggest dummy of the year, that'd be James.
Which is amazing.
Took 8 questions to get one right. Pretty well a decent start to the year as far as stupidity is concerned.
Usually we've hit like 15 questions deep by this point.
Yep.
So, James, even though you are the biggest dummy, you're not super stupid.
That's right.
You're just the biggest dummy that listens to this show.
Every time we play Big Dummy, we like to do a men's room poll. The last time we played the game, we asked you if you could get something new, what would you like to have? And as we put the poll up for you every week, if you follow us on X at Men's Room Live, here are your results. The choices, by the way. You could get a new sex partner, you could get a new job, a new car, or a new town to live in. So basically, you can move someplace else, anywhere you want. And here's how the voting shook down. Coming in at 4th place, with only 12% of the vote, you said you would move to a new town.
Okay.
And if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you probably love where you live. You wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Except Klamath Falls.
Except for 12% of you. Well, yeah, that's a good point. Is that, I guess you can consider that the Pacific Northwest?
Well, yeah,
It is. It's in
absolutely.
Oregon.
I know. Isn't it kind of high desert? Not that that's not.
But it's still the Pacific Northwest.
I
mean,
know.
the traditional climate and everything you picture, but I mean, it's all location.
Honestly, I think Klamath Falls is right about the cutoff of like getting into desert.
Yeah. I mean, is it more Carson City? Is it more Reno? Or is it more Portland?
Well,
as a description of the place? Or
description of the place, or like there's trees and stuff. So you're not out to the Oregon Outback yet or any of that.
Okay. So 12% of you said a new town.
But it's like Reno, if Reno had a bad 5 decades.
All right.
As though it hasn't.
Third
Right.
place. This one kind of shocks me. 23% of you said that you would take a new sex partner, which means that 7% of you are happy with what you got.
Or they were listening when you called in.
That could be true, too. In second place, at 26% of the vote, you said you would take a brand new job. And overwhelmingly, if you could get anything new, 39% of you said you would take the new car. So that's how the poll shook out from last week. Now, this week on the poll, we're going to be talking about scars. Now, you have a scar, and you're going to need to explain this. Now, the thing is that not only are you going to have to explain how you got this scar, but, physically, you're going to have to go through this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because, there's always the argument like, hey, man, a shark bite, that's a great story. My argument to Mike this morning, though, I go, you're not wrong. It is a great story. Everyone will be invested in listening.
Yes.
But you also have the memory of being attacked by a freaking shark. So for me, I would rather not have that in my memory Rolodex.
And keep in mind, obviously, if you have a scar, you're alive. So you've lived through this encounter, no matter what it is. So it's not like it's life or death. It's just you're gonna survive. You just got to get through it. And if you get through it, then you can explain, hey, this is how I got my scar. All right? So we'll start right here at home in Bellevue, Washington. A series of alleged coyote attacks in Bellevue's Factoria neighborhood has prompted the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife to increase patrols in the area. On Tuesday evening, the patrol said a coyote bit a child on the hand. Now, the child was treated for the injuries at a local hospital and was released the same night. Officers...
And the coyote was waiting for him.
They did respond swiftly. They located and killed one coyote, while a second coyote escaped. They said their efforts are now ongoing to locate...
But when I do that in the city, I get arrested.
Yeah, to locate the second one.
And
So
you got coyotes across the street from you, man.
I know.
They believe that there are specifically just 2 of these guys running around, now just 1. Now, earlier on Tuesday morning, a coyote attempted to bite children waiting at a bus stop. The coyotes tore clothing and tried to take one of the kids' backpacks. Adults then intervened, and the children left safely on their school bus. Just a day before, officers were informed of an incident from Friday, March 7th, where a coyote grabbed a student's backpack near Tyee Middle School. Another incident. On March 7th, a coyote entered an open garage and bit a man on the leg. The man was treated for minor injuries, but no, we're not done.
Jeez, man.
March 6th, the woman was bitten on the leg by a coyote while sitting on her patio. It snuck up behind her and bit her on the back of the leg. She managed to escape indoors and was later treated for her injuries. Authorities believe the same coyotes are probably responsible for all of these incidents.
What do they think their deal is, man?
I don't know, but they advise residents to keep pets leashed, avoid walking them during early morning. I mean, if you are bit by a rabid coyote, let's assume these are rabid. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Does rabies take time to settle in? Or as soon as I go to the hospital, I'm treated, does that rabies, if I take a test, does that show up? Or do I need to start just taking the shots?
I think they just give you the shot. I don't know a lot about rabies, but I don't think it takes long to start messing you up. Okay. Right? And that's what makes it so scary. Have you...
we read a story earlier today about a dog that bit a rabid dog bit a man in India, and they put him kind of in quarantine as they were trying to treat him at a local hospital. So, but as it was going on, his symptoms kept getting worse, and he basically lost his mind.
Yeah,
and he ended up taking a glass bottle and breaking it and ending his life in the cell because he was going crazy.
Because he had rabies.
From the fact that he had rabies.
That's why you don't want rabies. I had 2 coyotes in my driveway. It's probably about 2 years ago now. And I swear to God, man, it was one of those nights where it is super foggy outside, but all the fog's just on the ground. Take my dog out for a walk. It's about midnight. No big deal. But I'm turning to walk up the driveway. And then between me and my front door, about 20, 30 feet up, I just see a set of eyes. There's 2 sets of eyes. But I could not see what the animal was because the fog, it was just too thick. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me right now. Right. Like, I don't know what it is. You're between me and my door. I don't know what to think about this. But my dog, that's normally crazy, was dead calm about it. She just kind of stared him down, but she was dead calm. And I'm like, okay, if the dog is cool, I'm going to be cool. Now, that said, I did not feel cool, but I acted cool. But anyway, we started walking up the driveway, a little bit slower than normal. And the coyotes, basically, I saw their profiles when they turned to run away. And I go, okay, it was 2 coyotes. But I'm looking at my dog like, shouldn't that bother you on some level? Like, I don't know.
No, it's like a relative.
It's
like seeing your cousin at a family reunion.
Oh, you don't know my cousins, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's weird, but you're related.
I guess. I mean, either way.
I mean, that's kind of the analogy I'm making. You are related. I don't think that's the case. It's just weird to know that they are related to you because they're nothing like you.
Yeah, but I mean, they took off, and I'm like, okay, coyotes in the driveway. Yeah. Cool.
I've been bitten by a dog twice.
I mean, it'd be like seeing somebody from a foreign country in a dark alley. Like, we're both human, but, like, I don't know that dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he's saying.
Yeah, say, look, man, chimpanzees attack gorillas, people attack each other. It doesn't matter.
Have you been, have you ever been bit by a dog? You would remember.
Yeah.
Like a legitimate break skin, you would remember for sure. I have not.
I mean, just puppies, but I don't know that I've ever actually been bitten by a dog. I mean, I've definitely had a dog kind of snap at me as I went at it wrong.
Okay. All right.
But, yeah, I'm usually pretty good with dogs.
Incredibly painful. And if you have to go through rabies shots at the end of that, even more pain involved. Because from what I understand, those are not fun, and
they've
many
up
required.
A bit. My brother, when he was delivering papers, man, I swear to God, he is a dog tooth magnet. So this dude was just getting everyone in the neighborhood would know these dogs. These dogs would play with any kid. My brother's probably the nicest guy out of any of us. But they would bite him. It didn't matter. I mean, dogs just bit him all the time, and he had to get rabies shots. And I remember, I never went to the hospital with him, but he always bitched, because back then you didn't have those flexible needles.
Right.
It was just a piece of steel, and he swore this thing was 12 inches long, so probably about 7 inches long. They put it in your ass, and like he couldn't sit down. So we'd sit down to eat dinner, and he's standing on one side of the table because he couldn't sit. Then we'd have to help him deliver papers because he couldn't even like torque his body to throw him up on people's front porches.
Right. Okay.
So based on his experience, I never wanted to be bitten by a dog. Not that most people do, but it just seemed like this is an everyday thing for him, man.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this. It's painful. I've been bitten twice, and it just sucks.
Same dog?
No, different dogs.
Okay.
One was one of those little schnauzer, terrier dogs.
Yeah.
My uncle's dog bit me, and then I got bit when I was running one time by a dog, but the dog just kind of nipped, but it still stung and hurt like hell. Now we have a woman who was bitten on the elbow by an alligator while she was boating in Florida. The woman was paddling in a kayak at Tiger Creek Canal in Polk County at the time of the incident on Monday, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife. She was taken to a hospital in unknown condition to be treated for her injuries. A trapper was sent out to the scene and removed the alligator. The preserve is about 65 miles or so south of Orlando. They said that serious injuries from alligators are actually rare in Florida. They say to stay safe from alligators, they
Stay out of the
recommend
water.
swimming only in designated areas during the day and keeping pets on a leash away from the edge of the water. So she's in a kayak. She got her elbows out. Alligator comes out of the water, bites her in the elbow.
All right.
She lives.
Probably look like a chicken wing to him.
But yeah, exactly.
Don't salt that woman's arms.
I'm just saying, it's hanging out there. It's like, he's like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah, but
Take a little bite.
I'm like an alligator. If you hold a chicken wing up, I might just bite it.
she's got a scar, I'm sure, but she was bit on the elbow by an alligator. That would be choice number 2. It explains your scar. Choice number 3. A woman in her 50s suffered serious leg injuries after she was attacked by a shark in Sydney South. Woman was airlifted to St. George Hospital in serious but stable condition. Paramedics did praise a group of bystanders who rescued the woman after she was attacked by the shark. The inspector, the ambulance driver, said the onlookers heard the woman screaming. They called 911. Then, even though she was being bit at the time, they jumped in, pulled the woman from the water, got the shark off of her, and got her on the rocks by the time the paramedics arrived. So the bystanders that assisted before they got there, absolutely remarkable, they said, basically saved her life.
Yeah, for sure.
All right? They made their way into the water, which I would say they knew was going to be a dangerous situation to assist her, but they did get her out of there. Now, the first aid that they applied was, according to the EMTs, spot on and really laid a great foundation for the work that the EMTs were able to do to try and stabilize her. She suffered a major laceration to her right leg and some blood loss. Her condition was critical, but then paramedics were easily able to stabilize her and treat her for blood loss.
Okay.
So they fixed her up pretty quick. By the time she got to the hospital, she was in much better shape. She was able to tell the paramedics, though, that she felt a strike to the leg very unexpectedly with immediate excruciating pain.
Yeah, I would imagine that's exactly what it's like. You don't know what's going to happen. It hurts like a bitch, and you realize it's a shark.
So she was bit by a shark. She's fine. She didn't lose a limb. She lost some blood.
I think you're saying, she's fine.
I mean,
she's not dead.
she's still able to use her leg. She did
Sure.
not lose an appendage. She has a scar. Now, explaining the scar, your fourth option. One Tennessee man may be inclined to say that pit bulls might be a little trigger happy after his dog shot him as he laid in bed. Reports from the Memphis Police Department responded to an accidental injury call before dawn on Monday when Gerald Kirkwood informed them he'd been lying in bed with a female companion. A firearm was in the bed with him when his 1-year-old pit bull, Oreo, suddenly jumped up to join them. No. Cops say that Oreo apparently got his paw stuck in the gun's trigger guard, squeezed too hard, and made the gun go off, which caused a bullet to go through the top of Kirkwood's left thigh. He was hospitalized in non-critical condition, while the woman is said to have taken the gun with her when she left the residence. I'm out of here. Police say they found one spent shell casing on the front room floor when they searched nearby. The couple didn't...
I mean, it'd be the weird if that dog pumped rounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many shell casings should there be?
Couple then spoke to Fox 13 about the incident, where the woman ID'd as Kirkwood's girlfriend described Oreo as a playful dog who likes to jump around and stuff like that. The pair now say they'll be extra careful about making sure their guns are kept more safely.
You're not laying in bed with it?
Keep the trigger lock on, she says. I don't know why she said that. Apparently it was her gun and she did not. The Guardian does note that since 2019, unintentional firearm injury has been the most typical form of gun injury in the United States. Believe it or not.
Huh.
So you could be shot by your dog. That explains your scar.
All right.
So you're going to take a bullet to the thigh, but either way, you live. Everything's fine. So our men's room poll.
That's a bad way. Like, I don't know. If I'm going to get shot, it's got to be better than just the dog shot me.
Well, you'd rather be shot by a person.
Yeah.
I would not.
Be a better story.
It's a better story, but it's the memory, man. That's the whole thing. Stories are one thing, but if you're telling the truth, you got to relive the moment. So my thought is, look, man, I just had sex with a broad, right? Because we're laying in bed. I'm assuming that's the case. Or maybe we were going, whatever the deal is, my dog jumped in bed, fired the gun, and shot me. It's stupid, but to me, that's a better memory than Yeah, this brother wanted to kill my ass, you know what I mean? Took a shot and just didn't get it.
The more I
back.
think about it, I'm just trying to wonder, did they have sex? Had they gotten to that point yet? Because would you, just knowing how you move around on the bed and everything else, I would not keep a loaded firearm on the bed during coitus.
But they're laying in bed anyway. I would think if you're laying in bed with a loaded gun in the first place, you're probably not thinking about it when it's time to have sex.
Okay, so there's two ways.
Might be
You
on the
shouldn't
nightstand.
be laying in bed with a loaded
You're
weapon.
already laying in bed with a loaded gun, so it tells me you're not doing a whole lot of thinking on that.
Either way, you're either, you have to explain the scar. Because everyone asks, man, how did you get that scar? So you're going to have to go through the situation to get the scar. Mm-hmm. So he might be like, dude, it'd be so cool to be telling everybody I got bit by a shark.
I said, you really want that memory?
Would it be cool?
I would not.
Would it be cool?
Like I said, the story is cooler than the memory, but you have to live every day with the memory.
Right. So, bit by a coyote, bit by an alligator, bit by a shark, or shot by a dog. I think I'm going to go bit by an alligator.
All right.
Just simply because, like, when you look at an alligator's teeth, they do have an amazingly big jaw, but their teeth are not as sharp as a coyote's teeth or a shark's teeth.
But they got more of them and much more mouth coverage.
Correct.
And a tougher bite.
Right, but they're exactly
pound per pressure, I'm saying. Right?
Correct. But they have rounded teeth.
Yeah.
So to me,
but look, it's worse to cut yourself on something dull than it is something sharp. Right? You cut yourself on something sharp. Sometimes you didn't realize you did it until you see like blood on the cutting board or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, damn. When it's a dull knife, like the whole process sucks.
The woman was able to kayak to shore and get herself to the hospital. So whatever blood loss there was, it wasn't significant enough for her to pass out.
Right. It's not like a shark bite.
So with the shark, you're bleeding out.
Well, I feel like with
based on the bite alone.
With the gator, it's more like they're going to crush bones, but it's not so much about blood loss. Where the shark, it's like, man, it's blood loss typically is what kills people in a shark attack.
Right. That's why I'm taking the alligator. I'm gonna say because I still think it's got a cool element to it.
It does. It does.
But as far as like, dude, man, an alligator got a hold of my elbow, man.
But would you ever go kayaking? That's my thing. If
not in Florida. I would never go kayaking in Florida now.
In the first place,
right,
yeah.
Exactly.
I'm taking bit by a shark.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Why?
Again, just for the story.
Just for the story.
What about the pain?
And the blood loss and all the...
Pain is temporary, Miles.
Okay. All right.
But the story of like, yeah, you like that scar, honey? Got bit by a shark.
In Australia.
Fought him off.
You're right. It's a badass story.
Yeah.
It is. I just... Living through the event, like, not cool, man.
No, because
not cool at all.
People are swimming out after you, man. They're dragging your ass in. Next thing you know, you got a tourniquet on you or whatever.
I'd make people start calling me Shark, too.
I call you Shark Bait.
No, you call me Shark,
No,
man. I got
Shark
bit by a
Bait.
shark.
Shark Smith.
Shark's in the bar.
I'm getting shot by my dog.
You're getting shot by the dog.
Because it's stupid. At least I can giggle about it. I mean, really, that's it, man. Like, look.
What,
just hear me out.
Do you guys,
Thrill, every time I walk into the bar now, somebody
Shark!
yells, see?
Right.
Shark's here.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Chop, chop.
Do we know?
Underdog. That'd be my nickname.
Do we personally know? I know we used to work in the same building with a guy that got stabbed. We were able to have a conversation with him about that. I don't know that I've known anybody who has been shot.
I have known a lot of people that have been shot, but that was predominantly in Baltimore, not here.
Yeah, but how did they explain the pain?
Burning.
They said, so you picture the size of a bullet, and the way I've heard it, most of the guys agreed anyway, it's like someone took a sledgehammer that's 10,000 degrees. So I said, the bullet, no matter how small it is, wherever it hits, like that entire, someone shoots you in the shoulder, like, dude, you feel the pain down to your ankles. All right, so like someone took a big-ass sledgehammer, and they said it's more of a burning sensation. And then
that's what I've always heard.
When that kind of subsides, then it's the pain you'd expect being shot is.
Right.
But I guess the initial thing
You're still taking being shot by the dog.
Well, now that I've said that out loud, I don't know. Right? I mean, now that you are like, God damn, right. That is awful, man.
That's why I don't know anyone who's been shot. I can't.
Yeah.
This pain is part of this equation.
By the way, if you want to hear something messed up, we're talking about coyotes and all this. So a couple of different people have said this. Do not let your dog play with the coyotes. So the coyotes will act friendly. Hence, my dog was not nervous. And then they take your ass out to the rest of the pack and rip your dog apart. That explains why my dog was calm, because I'm sure the coyotes are trying to emote like,
well, they
dude.
yelp like that, too. And the coyotes are so slick. They use yelps like it's a dog in pain.
Right.
So a lot of dogs just go, I got to help that other dog. And then when you get out there, they surround you and attack your dog.
And we got a texter that said symptoms from rabies can't take they can take a long time to show. At that point, it's too late. That's why you need to start treatment regardless.
So if I can tell you have rabies, you're going to die.
Mike, what are you taking?
I'll go with the gator.
I think that's a cool one. I'll get it, see if I can rip a tooth out and then wear that thing around my neck.
Okay.
And
And then you have a good
very
reason.
confident.
Yeah, he hates the
Before
University
I
of-
let him let me go. I
He
took a
hates the
tooth.
Gators. He hates Florida. He hates everything about it. I just don't want to be that guy like, man, that's a nasty scar. What's that from? Well, I got bit by a coyote while sitting on my
I know,
deck.
that's the worst one.
I was roasting a marshmallow and he snapped at me.
So our men's room poll, explain the scar. Will it be bit by a coyote, an alligator, a shark, or shot by a dog? Vote now if you follow us on X at Men's Room Live.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Plumbing backs up and things get stinky. Call Pinky's.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest, 100% organic cotton bedding from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with airy blankets, cloud-like duvets, and breathable sheets. You'll experience pure comfort on night one and feel your bedding gets softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com with code Odyssey. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0.99% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
This is the mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Game is Big Dummy 206-803-ROCK. Steve, who is our first contestant, ready to play the big game.
Hello, Mitch. Welcome to the men's room.
Big Dummy!
Hola. Mitch, are you on team sober or team not sober?
I am sober. I'm driving to West Virginia from work.
Where are you working that you're driving to West Virginia?
I work in D.C.
Okay. What are you going down to, Charlestown?
So I live in Martinsburg. I work in Arlington.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not a bad commute. Okay, our men's room poll.
Well, trying to get in and out of Arlington that's got to be the case.
Can you take the train?
No. I wish. It's just too long.
All right. Okay.
It's not fast enough.
All right, Mitch, explain the scar. Is it because you were bit by a coyote, bit by an alligator, bit by a shark, or shot by a dog?
I'm going to go coyote, even though I have to take the rabies shot, just because a shark and alligator can pull me underwater, which I don't like. And I feel like a shark is going to give me PTSD the rest of my life.
Oh, well.
I can't enjoy any movies or anything like that, you know?
All right.
Let's see what you did there. All right, Mitch, here's your question. I don't know if you knew this, but at sundown today, Holi begins. Holi. What religion celebrates Holi? Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, or Orthodox Christian?
I'm going to say Hindu.
One and down.
One and freaking
nice
down.
job.
All right, hang on before we let you go. 50
Right, because it's Ramadan right now for
Muslims?
For Muslims.
I did not realize that. Miles
really?
just brought up holy today, and we're both like, what the F is? He goes, at sundown today, holy starts. And we're like, I don't know what that is. Basically, it is the festival of colors celebrating the approaching spring.
I was looking at the calendar that we have on our desks, and I'm like, what holiday is this? I've never heard of it before.
Me neither, so I had to Google it. All right, before we let you go, here's your question. Yes or no, can groundhogs climb trees?
No.
Yes, they can, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Apparently, they can climb trees very well, and they can swim very well.
I believe the swimming part.
Yeah, the swimming I get, but yeah, apparently groundhogs, they can climb a tree.
Well, the groundhog is the same thing as a woodchuck.
Woodchuck, whistle pig.
Almost, it's got to be related to the beaver, too, right? Or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Man, I had some whistle pig last week. Delicious.
The whiskey.
Correct.
That is a very good whiskey with a fantastic name.
We'll certainly be at.
Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Matt, are you on Team Sober or Team Not Sober?
Team Sober today.
All right, Matt, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our poll. Explain the scar. Is it because you were bit by a coyote, an alligator, bitten by a shark, or shot by your dog?
Got to be shot by my dog.
Okay.
Do you have a dog?
I do.
And if it shot you, do you really think it's an accident?
Probably not.
Okay. All right, Matt, here's your question. Who sang the theme song to the Bond film For Your Eyes Only?
Was it Carly Simon?
Not a bad guess.
No, Sheena Easton.
Sheena Easton, yes.
That's right.
Oh, no kidding.
For your eyes only. All right, your question. What princess was traditionally called Badir al-Badur before Disney renamed her for a movie? Badir al-Badur. Then Disney renamed her for a movie.
Just think about it. Think about a Disney princess.
Who might likely be named Badir al-Badur. Once you hear the name, you go, makes sense.
Was it Tatiana?
Jasmine, that is correct.
From Aladdin.
Yeah.
You don't see as many flying carpets these days.
I feel like when I was a kid, that was a big thing. Like all the cartoons, anything like a flying carpet was the way to go. All right, your question. From the band U2, David Evans is better known by which nickname?
The Edge.
You got it. That's it.
What is Bono's real name?
Brian Hewson.
That's right, Brian Hewson.
Gave us Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK. Call me Bono.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. Brandon, are you sober or not sober?
Sober.
All right. Welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, Brandon, explain the scar. Is it because you were bit by a coyote, an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
I'm going to have to go with getting shot by my dog.
Shot by your dog.
Do you have a dog?
2 dogs.
You have 2 dogs. Which one do you think would be more likely to shoot you?
Probably the German Shepherd Malinois.
What are your dogs' names?
We got Atlas and Millie.
I think it'd be better to be shot by Millie.
Really? Why?
Millie, she's an 11-year-old Chihuahua mix of some sort, so that would be interesting.
I was thinking it'd be, Millie shot me.
I like Atlas. Because up until you explain that it's a dog, it sounds like it's badass.
What did you do to Millie?
You don't want to know. See, that sounds bad. All right, your question. Which farm animal produces the largest litters?
Which litters? I'm going to go with pigs.
Yeah, it is pigs.
Yeah, they average
Let's
10,
go.
but it can go up to 20.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot of pigs. That's a lot of bacon.
It's a lot of suckling.
All right, man. All right, true or false question for you.
How many nipples does a pig have then?
You don't want to know, dude.
All right.
I'm going to guess 6, but I don't know.
I'm gonna
Maybe
Google it.
8. If you have that big of a litter, right, you need
That's
more
what I'm saying.
nipples. So if
Are you on it, Ted?
If you,
I'm on it.
How many nipples? What do you think, Brandon? How many nipples do you think a pig's got?
I say a pig's got 10 nipples.
I'm going to go 8. Even yours makes more sense.
I say go a full dozen.
Oh, wow. Pigs typically have 12 to 14 nipples.
Damn it.
Although the number can vary from 6 to 32.
32 nipples?
Yeah. No wonder there's so many nipples in your bacon.
Wow, man. I put a ring on a couple of them.
Yeah, no.
Hook them up. You know?
All right, Brandon. Here's a true or false question for you. True or false, Pringles are only 70% potato?
I'm going to say false.
Do you want to know the
They're
percent
less
of potato?
percent potato.
They are 42% potato, 58% don't ask.
Don't ask.
Yeah, so a Pringle. And look, I love Pringles, but I read that today and I'm like, this is 42% potato. That's it. Not even half of it.
If a pig could have 30 nipples, this explains nipple bacon.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's why it shows
makes
up so much.
complete sense.
It just depends on the pig that's getting butchered. So I think if I'm a butcher and I get one of these 32 nippled pigs, it's like, look, I tried my best, man, but it's going to be in your bacon. Mm-hmm.
Seems like there should be a denippling machine.
A denippling machine? Dude, you might have $1 million idea and don't even know it.
Yep.
Right? So the butchery's like...
It's a knife. Just cut it off.
Just scoops it right out.
I don't know, man. I'd rather have a denippler than
But
say,
we've already had people who've called in who've gotten road rash from an accident.
Yeah, and their nipples
and lost their nipple. But the nipple grew back.
I don't know that the nipple grows back, man.
But they said the nipple grew back.
I think it depends on the extent of your nipple damage, right? I think if you just kind of split it open or whatever, but I think if it road rashes off, I don't think you get a nipple back. I'm not 100%.
Well, that's why you need 30 of them.
You're Googling it now, right?
I am.
Okay.
They do not grow back.
No nipples, while made of skin, do not regenerate or grow back.
Yeah, if you lose your nipples,
all right,
it's
you
gone,
lose your
man.
nipple, you lose your nipple.
Yes, if you lose your nipple,
You could get a
lose your
fake nipple.
You can get fake nipples.
You get a tatted nipple.
Like a prosthetic nipple.
Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine, she just got the double mastectomy thing, and she actually asked my advice. She's like, it's just weird to look at a bald boob, so I'm thinking about tattooing nipples on there. And I said, look, if it makes you more comfortable, do that. But since you're asking me, I'm like, this gives you the opportunity for creative license. So I thought maybe one smiley face, one frowny face.
Or a
Right?
star on one side.
Right.
I met a woman on a flight once who had the same thing.
Right.
So she was like, but I tattooed nipples on them after I got the boobs put on.
Right.
And then she was like, me and my buddy were like, that is super interesting. She was like, yeah. She was like, you guys want to feel them? And I remember my buddy reaching over and I went, no.
No.
And he goes, what? I go, we're on a plane.
Who's going to grope this woman?
Yeah. And he's like, she's like, I don't mind. I said, I don't care if you mind. Just anybody looks over this aisle.
And you're sticking your hand on...
Right. You're sticking your hand up her shirt. Like, we're going to get trouble.
I've never flown Alaska
But wait, if you said, look, man, she asked me, do you want to feel
It's
them?
not, you can't
It's
do
not
that in
that.
public. You couldn't do it at a restaurant.
Your wife could say, hey, do you want to touch my boob on a plane?
Yes.
But if the flight attendant walks by, they're going to go, what are you doing?
I'm touching her boob. I'm doing exactly what you think I'm doing, but she asked me if I wanted to touch him. The answer is yes. She's like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I ain't going out like that, homie.
Hey, all right, man, suit yourself.
That's not how shark rolls.
I have been on a lot of flights, and I've never just had a woman say, do you want to touch my breast? And depending on the woman, there's a good chance I'm going to say yes.
Oh, she was attractive.
Okay,
It was
hold on.
crazy.
Touching someone's breast on a plane without their consent is considered sexual
Without
harassment.
their
Is illegal.
consent?
Without their consent.
But she gave consent.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same. All right, show more. What if you get consent?
Right?
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I think
It's not a great look. I understand that.
I would
but-
just think like, hey, wait till we land. I'll meet you in the terminal, and then I'll feel up your breast.
See, now you just
You
made
get
it
kicked
creepy.
out of the airport.
You just made it weird.
How's that weird?
The woman's offering for you to touch her breast because of all the
Correct.
stuff she's been through. And it's like, if you're going to do it, just do it. But if you said, hey, I'll tell you what, man.
But
all
I'd
right,
go the
meet me
route-
at
okay, look,
baggage claim. It's like, whoa,
Nobody
man.
seated in the row across from me. In the back of the plane, maybe.
So if you're sitting
But
in the
Ted's
back.
right, though. If an attendant walks by and you're just groping this chick,
Well, wouldn't you look around first? I mean, I'm not just going to go
I was just
weird
like,
that.
this is a bad idea.
but what if they roll the card up from behind you while you're feeling her boobs?
Again, you
I would
got to
ask for a
picture,
bid.
even in Mike's scenario, now we've deplaned. Just people just don't know if we know her, and then there's two of us just in an airport touching boobs.
Well, Mike's going to meet her somewhere later at the airport.
We're going to be at baggage claim, waiting for our bags anyway. I'm going to touch her fun bags.
You think
and then
that's
I'm gonna
better?
leave.
You think
Yeah.
that's better? A baggage claim.
Fun baggage claim.
Because then I'm going to leave.
Fun baggage claim.
After I touch, I'm going to be like, all right, peace. And I'm going to leave. They don't get to kick me out.
So you don't
Nobody
touch
gets-
them until your bag has arrived. Because if you're at
For the most part.
SeaTac, you're there for an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just waiting to touch her boob.
I'm
So
probably
that
just
to me is
staring at
creepy.
him. I'm asking him more questions.
Okay, why is fun size small then?
This is fun.
No, I mean, fun size should be like a giant candy bar.
Fun size is whatever you want it to be.
That's king size.
No, I want fun size.
I mean, I get what king size is, but it's a lot more fun the bigger the thing is. Whether it's boobs or a candy bar, like this is going to be.
If
fun.
I said I got a bed, a new mattress, and it's fun size, to me that's a big ass bed.
Right. It's a water bed.
But with candy, it's got to be fun size. It's like, I'm not eating a whole candy bar. It's just a little fun size.
It's fun size. I think they do that so the kids don't get pissed when you hand them that teeny tiny ass candy.
All right.
bar.
What if a woman said you have a fun size penis?
I'd be insulted.
Would you? I don't know.
Really?
I don't want a fun size penis, man.
Why not? It's fun.
I know, but you're still equating it to something smaller. If she says you have a king size penis, like there's no question. You go, cool.
Thank you. If she looks at my penis the same way that she does like a small dog, like it's still a compliment, but it makes me feel bad.
She didn't say cute though. She said it's fun size.
Would you be insulted if she called it cute?
Yes. You got a cute weed.
So if she said it's fun size, you have no problem. It's just your penis is cute.
She goes, your penis is fun sized, and I enjoyed the ride.
Okay. But you added something that we did not have in this initial discussion. But if she said your penis is cute, you would take that wrong.
If you have a fun size candy bar, do you enjoy it?
Yes.
I don't. It's not enough.
I
Sometimes it's
with
not
that.
fun at all.
I disagree with that.
It should be unfun.
It's still fun, but you want more candy bar.
No, it's not fun
That's
at
the
all.
whole thing. Is that if
the fun is eating 6 of them.
The fun is eating a whole candy bar.
Yeah. The fun is keep having fun.
It's like, right, it's I go through this all the time at restaurants. It's like 1 burger or 3 sliders.
I have that same decision to make a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Does
you're
that make the
offended?
slider better than the burger, though? Would you prefer, like, I'm going to give you a slider or a burger? What do you want?
Just well,
burger.
Correct.
But you can offer me
that's
3
a
sliders.
fun size burger.
We don't
It's a
have 3
slider.
sliders, Ted. We got 1 slider.
It's fun size burgers. We don't do sliders.
Exactly.
We have fun size burgers.
If she sees and goes, it's fun sized, I'm insulted.
What about cute?
I'm insulted.
Really?
They're both positive
Would you
things.
rather they say you have an ugly penis?
No.
You have a big ugly penis, or you have a cute fun size
I
penis?
prefer
Which
the
one do you
truth. I am not sporting much.
An ugly tiny penis.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the right size. That's what you say.
That's the right
the right size.
It fit, yeah. Sometimes a small fun sized tool fits that engine correctly.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what? There's a wrench that fits every bolt out there. Okay. You go to the toolbox and sometimes you grab the biggest wrench you can. It doesn't fit.
So I have a metric penis.
There you go.
Not standard. Hello, Tom. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Tom, are you on team sober or team not sober?
I am sober. I'm driving.
All right, Tom, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll, you have to explain the scar. Is it because you were bit by a coyote, bit by an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
I would say an alligator because I'm playing golf. My ball went into the little pond. I went in to get it, and an alligator bit me. And I took his hand he took my hand like Chubbs. So they're going to call me Chubbs.
Oh, you want your hand to be missing, too. All right.
I know, you're going full all
Tom,
for it, man.
That's the end of your golf
All
game.
All right,
I thought I was supposed to give a story.
No, I mean, you can.
That is a good story. Yeah. How'd you lose
Hey,
your
listen,
hand?
Chubb, Shark's got you, man. I like it.
Talk to my buddy Shark down there. All right, Tom, here's your question. What was the first Major League Baseball team to play in a stadium with a fully retractable roof?
Oh, man. I know the Astrodome was the first domed one. Fully retractable? I'm going to say the Mariners.
Oh, wait,
Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Ted, you're on it, man.
Blue Jays.
Oh, you were pointing north.
I was pointing north.
Okay.
They never open that thing.
Sometimes I open it on Canada Day.
Okay.
But it's so old that it takes a long time to open that roof.
I'm with you, Steve. I'm like, Vancouver doesn't have a team.
Yeah, he's pointing north.
Well, right, but
you needed to point northeast, Ted.
But Canada only has one team. They're all Blue Jays fans.
No kidding. All right, your question. How much money do you start a game of Monopoly with?
You start with $1,500, I do declare.
You do declare.
Nice job.
I never remember that one.
There have been retractable arenas, but they never made any sense.
Not an arena, no. I mean, what happens in an arena where you'd want to retract
Well, first
the
of all,
roof?
like Sacramento, they have a retractable roof on their basketball arena. So that's how they shoot the light up into the sky. Don't they? Isn't that inside? Don't they open up the roof and shoot that light out from the inside of where the Kings play?
I just don't know why an arena would need a retractable roof.
Well, they have them, like the old Igloo in Pittsburgh. The only thing they didn't have a pro basketball team. They only had a hockey team, but you could open up the roof, which doesn't make any sense because hockey's in the winter. They would open it up occasionally for a summertime concert, but that was it. So it's like
I don't understand the motivation
all right,
for that.
so where the Mariners play, T-Mobile Park.
Yeah.
Would you if that roof is over it, would you call that a dome?
No, I know what you mean, but to me, a dome is stationary. A retractable roof is
right.
A
So, like my
retractable
brother, my sister-in-law, and my niece were out here last summer. It was raining. We went to a game, and they were like, "We've never seen baseball in a dome." And I kept saying, "You're not in a dome because it's still open air."
Right, correct.
It has a roof.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's the settlement to the argument right there.
Exactly. More Big Dummy on the way, 206-803-ROCK.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/Confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Navigate the electric revolution and gain insights to electric vehicle manufacturing with Rockwell Automation. Get our free white paper and gain all the insights you need into the electric auto industry and smart manufacturing. Only the agile will survive this metamorphic shift in the industry. So let Rockwell Automation keep you up to speed. Search Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper and download your free copy today. The electric revolution is here and full insights are available for download. Get the Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper today.
You don't just live in your home. You live in your neighborhood as well. So when you're shopping for a home, you want to know as much about the area around it as possible. Luckily, Homes.com has got you covered. Each listing features a comprehensive neighborhood guide from local experts. Everything you'd ever want to know about a neighborhood, including the number of homes for sale, transportation, local amenities, cultural attractions, unique qualities, and even things like median lot size and a noise score. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hawaii is beautiful, but Tahiti is unforgettable. Take off to paradise from the United States, starting at $750 per person with Air Tahiti Nui. This limited-time deal includes round-trip, all-inclusive service to Tahiti. Visit airtahitinui.com. That's airtahitinui.com.
Look around. What do you see? Cars, lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends, did somebody say solar-powered, eco-friendly, vegan leather-wrapped, aromatherapy-scented, disco ball-equipped, self-driving car? If you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. Big cars, small cars, blue cars, new cars and used cars, electric cars, and one day, maybe even flying cars. With millions of options to choose from, buying a car becomes a whole lot easier. See it, find it. AutoTrader.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Hope to see you guys Saturday at Stanwood's shortest St. Patty's Day Parade from the Daily Miggs Morning Show. It's a great idea they came up with there. It is probably going to be the shortest parade you've ever seen in your life. From what we understand, it only goes around the block one time.
Yeah.
That's it. It starts at 11 o'clock. Do not know how long this thing is going to last. We keep telling ourselves, get there on time, or you might miss the parade.
Yeah, for sure.
We know there's going to be a marching band. We are going to be involved, guys, in the actual parade.
Mm-hmm.
Should we tell everybody what's up there, Mike?
You know what? Go for it, Mike.
All right. So here's what we got. The fine folks at Honey Bucket, you know Honey Bucket, the portable potty company that goes around and takes care of people who are having festivals, concerts, family reunions, all the things, construction. They actually are going to put us in a porta potty float.
That is correct.
That we will be riding on during the Stanwood Shortest St. Patty's Day Parade.
But in honor of Honey Bucket, instead of calling it a float, I believe we should call it a floater.
A floater.
Yeah.
All right. That all begins at 11 o'clock this Saturday morning up in Stanwood. We hope to see you there for a couple of men's room IPAs and a pretty good time for sure.
Miles, just so you know, regarding the arena in Sacramento.
Yes.
It does not have a retractable roof. They have a purple laser beam on top of the roof.
All right.
That
makes sense.
I just can't imagine why you would build
an
arena for basketball and hockey that would have an open roof.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you've been down around that arena, it should be called the Sacramento Rats.
No kidding, man.
They love that area, man. They are the thousands and thousands and thousands of rats. They're everywhere. It's insane. You can't believe how
They don't
many
even try to hide.
No, they're out there like
They're just
squirrels.
out, man. Yeah.
It's insane. All right, the game is Big Dummy 206-803 round.
All right, Miles. You know them. You love them.
Oh,
can't live without them.
God.
Hello, Eastwood. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Oh, God, do you guys do?
Hola. Eastwood, sober or not sober?
I'm sober right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Eastwood, what's your latest project you've been working on?
I'm ready to purchase a mini Winnie.
You're making what now?
He's getting a small
I'm getting ready to purchase
trailer.
a mini Winnie, a 30-foot Winnebago with a 20-foot tip out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to live in it?
No, I can't live in it. I'm on a camp lot here. There's no living in it.
Okay. All right. Okay, Eastwood, you're going to have to explain the scar. Bit by a coyote, bit by an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
When I was like 3 years old, my dad was down in Homosassa, and he used to ship us up alligators, and they were on ice, and then they'd go into hibernation. So I had alligators, never got bit by them, but I get shot by the dog.
Shot by a dog. All right.
Yeah.
That seems fitting.
Once I shot my waterbed, I had rats in my house, and I had a Luger pistol, and I had all primed up, ready to shoot some Kentucky Fried Chicken, like a bounce. So I put the Kentucky Fried Chicken up in the spot, because when I had a shot on him, it would have shot my stereo speaker. So when he came in the room, I leaned up forward, had my finger, and bam, I was repairing the waterbed with a hole I put in it. So
good times.
There you go.
I'm not surprised by that story at all.
The idea of fried chicken in a Ruger just scares me.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get rats and shoot stereo speaker.
Chicken, I left it on the table, and then the rat come and went for the fried chicken. And then he was going for a thing of potato buzz, which was kind of out of my sight, so I didn't have to get a shot at him. And
Bam, there went my waterbed. And then my buddy, he was Fin Dog. He was shot by his old lady in the calf. She come in and he ate her speed. She was mad. And so he was quick, so he grabbed the gun, and the discharge went to his calf. And his dad's a doctor. He's a surgeon. He gave me my physical when I first started radar. And he said the bullet went slower. He had all drop foot. You know, he couldn't control his foot because it hit the nerve.
Okay.
Anyway, there's getting shot.
Good times.
Anyway, guys, I want to take a solemn note and say goodbye to our good buddy Bob Rivers.
Yeah. Been a weird week, man. That's for sure.
God bless him, and I miss him. And thank you, Ted, for letting me know about that podcast years ago. So I was able to all that time. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and check out the Daily Migs podcast from the other morning, man. They had a bunch of guests come on. BJ came on. Brad, who is Taryn's husband, who used to work for Bob back in the day. The late Kathy Faulkner also had some words from her time. So, yeah, it's good stuff, man. If you get a chance, go back. It's on the Odyssey app.
I'll check that out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but God bless him. I get emails, and I saw that, and I'm still crying now, so. I miss him. You know, I wish he'd be president of the United States. I really love that man. He was a great state of humanity.
Yep. He paved the way for everything on this radio station, including us.
Yeah,
That's right.
He put you guys on the air. I know it. And thank God for that. I love you guys, and I appreciate you being there.
Howard Eastwood. Here is your question. In the sport of rugby, what is the equivalent of a hockey face-off? It's the equivalent of a hockey face-off.
Would it be a scrum?
It would be a scrum.
One and done, Eastwood. All right, hang on. Before we let you go, which is a ridiculous thing to say, a true or false question for you. Vagitus. Vagitus is the technical term for a newborn baby's cry. True or false?
I'll say true.
Vagitus.
Vagitus. V-A-G-I.
Ask your doctor about vagitus.
I guess it's a good thing. That's great. Vagitus. Hello, Albert. Welcome to the men's room. Hey.
Down the hola, bitch, hola.
Hola. Albert, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober.
Not sober. Albert, are you trying that men's room IPA or 20th anniversary lager from Black Raven?
Yeah, I'm trying the IPA. They don't have a 20-year warranty to that.
Yeah, hey man, look for it. It's out there everywhere. Also going to be at the Mariners games.
That is correct.
Yeah, man, we're getting some good news on the beer, and it's available QFC, Fred Meyer, Safeway, all the big ones. And hopefully, if you don't have it on tap, just ask your local bartender, man. Hopefully, they'll put it on. All right, Albert.
Good.
We're going to explain the scar. Were you bit by a coyote, by an alligator, bitten by a shark, or shot by your dog?
Shot by my dog. That sounds funny.
Okay.
Not in the moment, but yeah, it's a story for sure. All right, Albert, here's your question. When the Allies stormed the beaches of Normandy, what country were they in?
Normandy. Must have been off the coast. Was it France?
It was France. One and done. One and done.
Man, a lot of those today.
Hang on before we let you go. True or false question for you. Octopi, have 3 hearts. True or false?
True.
3 hearts.
They have 3 hearts, man.
They're not human.
Well, they're definitely not human.
No, they're from another.
No one disagrees.
For another
that they're
planet.
not human. Yeah.
Hello,
Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. Justin, sober or not sober?
Sober.
All right, Justin, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, what are you taking for the men's room poll? Explain the scar. Bit by a coyote, by an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
I mean, shot by your dog. You can't go wrong with that, right?
Shot by the dog.
Well, you can go wrong in the sense that your dog just shot you. But you know.
Yeah, there is that. But my old dog was a little tiny, like Chihuahua type thing, so I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, getting shot by a Chihuahua.
Well, but that makes sense. That's the paw that can get in there and pull the trigger.
It ups the funny, that's for sure. All right, here is your question. What 3 ingredients are used to make ants on a log?
Oh, I love
Ted's favorite.
That would be celery, peanut butter, and raisins.
Oh, yep. One and done day here.
One and done. All right, let's see. True or false? Honey never spoils. True or false?
True.
What about when it gets all dried up there?
Eat it up. It's not
You can
spoiled.
still eat. You still lick it. You just
You
can't.
can lick it, pop it in the microwave, man.
Okay.
I only
Yeah.
found that out about 8 months ago, but yes.
Yeah, Mike did it for me a couple months ago. There was one Monday I just couldn't talk.
Right.
So then we tried to get some honey, but it was all
crystallized.
Crystallized. So yeah, so he heated it up and you could get it out.
Okay. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803 round.
I mean, also, how can honey go bad? They just been making it.
And it's vomit, essentially.
Yeah.
Spoiled vomit. Hello, Solomon. Welcome to the men's room.
How's it going, guys?
Hola. Solomon, are you on team sober or team not sober?
I stopped drinking about 20 years ago. I didn't quit, I just stopped.
Okay. All right, Solomon.
Dude, I respect that.
Yes.
I know a lot of people like that these days. They're like, I'm not done. They're just like, I'm not drinking for now.
Saturday, and I'm going to come see you guys, and I'm probably going to have one of your beers.
All right. Awesome, man.
Well, Jesus, don't start drinking just because it's our beer.
But if you're going to.
Yeah. Men's Room IPA. When you're back on the off the wagon.
I'll buy you an athletic.
There you go.
All right, Solomon, explain the scar. Bit by a coyote, bit by an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
I'm going to have to go with the shark. The almost died in a shark feeding frenzy.
You almost died in a shark feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
Well, what was the situation?
With the whole family for my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary in Hawaii, and we were going parasailing, and when it came to be my turn...
Are you the one that landed on the whale carcass?
Yeah. I told you about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's still an amazing
so
story.
I'll go with the shark one.
Mm-hmm. All right, Solomon, here's your question. What was the name of the gang that John Travolta was a member of in the movie Grease?
Oh, the Greasers. The Greasers?
Wasn't the Greasers?
Now, Mike, you're thinking about West Side Story.
Oh.
He said Sharks.
Or was it the Outsiders?
No, they had a
What was the
stupid
name of the
name.
game?
Okay. It was the T-Birds.
T-Birds.
Or the T-Birds.
What stupid organization had the T-Birds?
Well, no offense to Seattle Thunderbirds to go by the T-Birds.
Right.
But
No, but wasn't the girls, wasn't their name the T-Birds?
No, I can't remember the name
Were
of
they
their...
the Pinks?
they were the V-Birds.
Oh, yeah, the Pinkies or something like that.
Yeah, V-Birds.
So we're not wrong.
V-Birds. All right, Solomon, while we're talking about John Travolta and his gang affiliations, what gang was John Travolta a member of on the TV show Welcome Back, Kotter?
Oh, the one.
There's a filthy mouth.
Once again, bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
It was something hogs, though, wasn't it?
It was something Hogs. You remember
Sweat Hogs?
the Sweat Hogs? Yes.
Sweat
I thought it was the Rolling
yeah.
Sixes.
The Rolling Sixes.
Yeah.
That's that crypt.
Welcome back. I remember that show. I used to watch it all the time.
I could tell.
All right, Solomon. Your question, back to the world of octopi. An octopus can fit through any hole larger than its what?
Larger than what?
Larger than its what? So an octopus can fit through any hole that's larger than its what?
Its tusk, its mouth. It's a beak, whatever that thing is.
The beak. Yes, indeed.
It's called the beak.
The beak.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a beak.
Mm-hmm. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803 round.
And it's sharp.
Yes. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, buddies.
Hola. Jeff, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober, and I'm glad I'm sober because I love being on hold because you get to hear the unedited version of Big Dummy. So you get to hear all the cuss words.
Yeah. And if you're at home, listen on the Odyssey app and you can hear the same damn thing.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, explain the scar. Bit by a coyote, bit by an alligator, by a shark, or shot by your dog?
I'm going to say the dog would be the last thing I'd want to get shot by because that guy can hit you in the brain or so you get bit by any others. It's most likely a leg or an arm. You're going to live. So I'm going to go with the shark. That'd be exciting.
Shark bite. All right.
I think exciting
There
is
you
a
go.
fair word.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
It'd be exciting.
You definitely wouldn't know it's coming.
Yes. Well, it depends what it's doing to you. All right, Jeff, here's your question. What planet has the longest day? What planet has the longest day?
Oh, man. If this was Beat Miggs, I would say that would be Uranus. but I don't think so. I'm going to go, let's go Saturn.
Is it Jupiter based on its size?
Jupiter's the exact opposite. So Jupiter, in spite of its
flying,
size,
dude.
Its day lasts 10.6 hours, I
Yeah.
believe. Saturn is only like 17 hours.
I'm going to say it's either Mercury or Mars.
You were incorrect on both.
Damn.
Venus? It's Venus. So a day on Venus lasts about 242 days on Earth. To put it in perspective, its day lasts longer than its year.
Right.
Yeah, which is nuts. All right, your question. Which U.S. president was known as the father of the Constitution?
Oh, I want to say Washington, but let's go Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
John Adams?
Nope. Ted?
Brian Adams.
Not Brian Adams. He was close.
That's
James
Canada.
Madison.
Oh, boy.
Jimmy Mad, they used to call him, but yeah, James Madison.
Mad Dog Jimmy.
Mad Jimmy. All right, your question. The world's longest highway runs through and connects what two continents?
Oh, yeah.
America and Europe.
America and Europe.
Sir, what road goes across?
I don't know. Where's the English Channel? I don't know.
It's Asia and Europe.
Incorrect.
Damn it!
It is North and South America. The Pan American Highway is 18,640 miles. It starts in Alaska and ends basically in the tip of Argentina.
It goes to the Darien Gap?
I guess. Where the hell is that?
There's an area of, like, right past Central America and the South America called the Darien Gap that is so dangerous with animals and guerrilla fighters that, like, I didn't think there was a highway that went through it. That's why I didn't think it could be the Americas.
It is the America. I mean, look.
What's it called again?
The Pan American Highway.
All right.
Pan-American Highway. 18,640 miles long.
All right, question 4, Jeff.
Question number 4, Jeff A. What was the pen name of the children's author Theodore Geisel? You've definitely heard of this dude.
Probably like Dr. Seuss.
You got it.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice job.
There
Nice
you
job.
go. Oh, by the way, we got a confirmation of the female gang from the movie Grease, the Pink Ladies.
Oh,
Nothing suggestive there.
it seems like a copyright infringement, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Of what?
Something you could buy to like lovers.
Yeah, I'd like
Grease is an old movie.
Well, Grease would help.
Yeah. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches.
Boo! Sean, are you sober or not sober?
I am sober.
Sober, Sean. Welcome to Big Dummy. Our men's room poll, you've got a scar. You got to explain it. Is it because you were bit by a coyote, an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
I'm going to go bit by a shark.
Bit by a shark. All right.
By the way, Ted, the text reporting in, it says you cannot drive through the Darien Gap. Ted is correct. You have to take a boat. Darien Gap has no roads. The Pan American does not cross it. And then someone, did that guy really just say America to Europe? Yep, yes, he did.
Right, so it gets credit for it, but it can't be continuous because you can't go through the Darien Gap.
So is it in a place where it's impossible to have a road to go around? Look, I don't know, but I mean, why don't you look up the Pan American Highway, which I assume you are?
I did.
And does it say that it comes to an end? Does it veer way the F off to get around it?
It says, right, it's a roughly 66-mile stretch of dense jungle and marshland between Panama and Colombia that interrupts the Pan American Highway.
Oh, so it interrupts. Okay. Yeah. Interrupts. But we're just going to rename it the same thing on the other side and call it. Okay.
I'll be dead honest. I learned about the Darien Gap about a year ago. It fascinates me.
It sounds fascinating, man. Like I said, the texts that come in, it's not a place I ever want to go.
Yeah, there's only a few places in the world that it's like nobody goes there. That's one of them.
All right, Ted, you're right. I mean, it's on every single map. It just says, hey, man, when you get here, you're screwed.
Yeah. Again, the jungle, the animals, and then there's just guerrilla fighters in there.
See, I was trying to give gorillas guns. You said animals.
All right, real quick. You ever see that movie Captain Ron?
Captain Ron. Kurt Russell?
Yeah, Martin Short.
I never saw it, no.
I love it. Very bad movie, though.
Yeah.
But that's a funny scene. They're in the jungle, and the guy goes, "There's gorillas out there," and he's in Martin Short's like, "Gorillas are only indigenous to this and that." Walks into the woods, gets held up at gunpoint.
All right, Sean, here's your question. What fastening technique holds macrame together? What fastening technique? I would say Boy Scouts.
No idea.
Boy Scouts and sailors should be good at this.
Gotcha. Tying knots?
One and done. Now you know your macrame, my brother. Lucky you.
All right. My cousin Charles just hit me up. He's not my cousin, but he's also a smith.
All right.
Like he says, it's like there's no road, but there is a ferry, I guess, that takes you around it. So technically, it counts as a continuous highway.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's going to piss me off
I
all
can
night.
tell that it does.
Jesus.
All right, Sean, here is your question. True or false, brown eggs are more nutritious than white eggs?
True.
The color of the egg has no bearing on it one way or another.
Oh, then why do I keep buying brown ones?
Because, look.
Because Big Egg has got you wrapped around its finger, Ted.
You know what? You're right. God damn it, Big Egg.
I just want orange yolk. That's what I know I'll win. I like the brighter the yolk, the better.
What does an orange yolk? I mean, like, in my life, maybe 10 times have I cracked an egg and the yolk's been more orange than yellow.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea how you
But it
get it
kinda
when you do
skeeves
it.
me
This
out.
is delicious.
Do you think it tastes better?
No, I have no idea.
You just convinced yourself that
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's like an Easter.
Ted's got healthy brown eggs. You have delicious
It's
orange
like when you
yolks.
get a two-yolker.
The color of an egg yolk is determined by the diet of the hen, specifically the amount of carotenoids that she consumes. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Corn, marigold, alfalfa.
More Big Dummy coming up. 206-803-ROCK.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest, 100% organic cotton sheets from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with sheets that feel breathable to sleep in. You'll experience the purest softness on night one and feel your sheets get even softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com with code Odyssey. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0.99% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Head Chef celebrating St. Patty's Day. Coming up with Ted's Meat and Potatoes at 4:30. In the meantime, the game is Big Dummy. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, James. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola! Hola! James, are you on Team Sober or Team Not Sober?
Sober today.
All right, James, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll, explain the scar. Is it because you were bit by a coyote, an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
We're going to go with shark.
Shark bite.
I think that'd be cool.
To go through it, I don't think it would be cool at all.
I agree.
No, okay, whoa, no, not that part. But the story afterwards, come on.
Well, the story's, I think, the best one out of the four. The pain, I think, is the worst one out of the four.
And how terrifying it is.
Okay, but Miles, here's the deal.
Yeah.
You're sitting at a bar. I got bit by a shark. Mike got bit by an alligator. Thor got shot by his dog. You'd be like, yeah, why? I got nipped on the heel by a coyote. Be like, give us that goddamn whiskey. You don't even deserve it.
Okay, look.
I'd slap it out of his hand.
Look, after they stop the bleeding and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're pretty well taken care of.
Wait a minute, the shark?
With alligator, and with the
Gunshot?
gunshot. But with the coyote, you don't know about the rabies.
I mean, but like we said, they're just going to give you all the rabies
But
shots.
that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get more pain.
No,
I get nipped now.
You're not getting a couple rabies shot. It's not the same as me getting bit by a shark.
Okay, shark.
All right.
We're getting shot by a
It's
dog.
going to be worse than the shark bite.
No, I got a bunch of shots, too.
Ted's laughing at you now.
Yep, I
You
know.
got bitten by a coyote. Ted's over there laughing, drinking his whiskey.
It's a man's bar. You get bit by a horse, you can drink here.
A horse.
Yeah, that hurt.
I know it would hurt, but come on, man. Because a horse, I feel like you did something stupid. A coyote probably snuck up on you, right? Like, I've never heard anyone say, man, I'm walking down the street, goddamn horse came around the corner and bit me. It's like I tried to feed it an apple. It bit my damn finger. It hurt like a bitch.
Horses can get aggressive. My buddy's parents had one.
But don't they, like, kick? I mean, look, if you get kicked by a horse, if a horse punch your ass, I go, okay, that's a story.
The horse was territorial like a dog.
Two horses.
Yeah, I don't know. It came around the corner, came in hot. It just looked at me. It was like, or no.
The horse growl. I don't think that's
Whatever
a
a horse
horse.
does.
The growling horses. All right. Your question.
Nay.
What is the meaning of the Latin phrase cum grano salis?
Bless you.
Cum grano salis. It would mean to maybe view something with a little skepticism.
I'm going to have to say thank you very much.
That's how you view things with skepticism. It would be with a grain of salt. With a grain of salt.
All right.
All right. Who was the voice of Jessie the Cowgirl in the Toy Story movies?
Oh. Hold on. I know that one.
That's a very distinct voice. I don't let you noodle this out in your head.
Oh, geez.
She has a brother that's an actor as well.
Yes. Oh, come on. Come on, it's right there. Oh, come on.
You know, I've seen this movie with this.
Her last name's Cusack. Oh, come on.
That is correct.
Come on. Jared.
There's also a famous Rivers with his name.
Joan?
There it is.
Joan Cusack.
Okay, all right. We got it. Yes.
Joe, no, wait, Cusack.
Thinking out loud.
All right, here's something now. I have seen her in my lifetime in a billion different movies. Other than the Toy Story movies, I cannot name one she's been in.
Joan Cusack.
You know, like, we've all seen her in a million different movies, but I cannot think of a single movie where I go, oh, Joan Cusack.
I mean, back in the 80s, she was in a lot of stuff.
She was.
But I get her
she in
confused
the
with
movie-
Sigourney Weaver, and there's all these other actresses that
Wasn't she the one? There's a movie where this woman's going to, like, get married, but then the whole town finds out that her husband is actually gay. So
I
she
don't
can't marry him.
I believe you, but that's ringing no bells in my head. I mean, it's nothing. Are you sure that wasn't like a fever dream you had, man? Look, it might be a movie. I have no idea. Like I said, I can picture her face, and I only picture her face
Is
because
the movie In and Out?
That might be what it is.
In and Out.
Is Joan Cusack in it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what's the plot of it?
I don't know if he is gay, but it's like the whole town thinks he's gay or something, so everybody's making fun of her. And I just remember her like, yeah,
Howard Brackett is a well-liked English teacher living a quiet life in the fictional town of Greenleaf, Indiana, with his fiancee, fellow teacher Emily Montgomery, who has a low self-esteem and recently lost weight for the wedding. Townsville, Oh, yeah, okay. And he finishes his speech with and he's gay.
Okay, there it is, then. Game
is Kevin Kline.
It's Kevin Kline. By the way, she's in School of Rock. She's in Grosse Point Break Blank. It is Grosse Point Blank. Grosse Point Blank. Okay. I could not think of any movies.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tyler. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Tyler, sober or not sober?
Sober, driving home.
All right, Tyler, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll, you got to explain the scar. Is it because you were bit by a coyote, an alligator, a shark, or shot by your dog?
You know, we're going to go shark because I have a scar. Hello?
You have a scar where?
On my arm.
From what?
On my bicep. So, when I was 2 or 3, you know how hurricane lamps were big back in the day?
Yep.
So, my Nana had one on the seat. She gave me a shower, put me on the toilet seat to dry me off. I took off, flew back, and sliced me to the bone. So I have like 30 stitches, like a huge ass scar. It is circle, so it was bitten already. So shark would work.
And a shark could be a better story than a hurricane lamp after sliding off of a toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely. Most definitely.
All right, Tyler, here is your question. What does a sphygmomanometer use to measure? A sphygmomanometer. You find one at the doctor's office.
A sphygmomanometer?
Is that what it is?
I believe so, yeah.
Sphygmom.
Is that what measures your reflexes?
No, it's just a rubber mallet.
Blood pressure?
Blood pressure, yes. Say it again, Mike.
I don't think I'm right.
So I have sphygmomanometer.
Sphygmomanometer.
Look, dude. S-P-H-Y-G, sphig, M-O, mo, sphygmo, then man, sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer.
Sphygmoman. Next time I get my blood pressure, I'll be like, I'm going to ask for that.
Hey, break out your sphygmomanometer.
Yeah, sphygmomanometer.
Sphygmomanometer?
Hang on, let's see what it is.
Sphygmono. You have your Google says it?
Sphygmomanometer.
Oh, fine. Sphygmom. If I had asked it right, I'm sure you would have known. All right, Tyler, your question. Puna. Puna was the original name for what racket sport? Why is everyone smiling? Puna? Puna.
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 Puna. Puna.
Like the old Seahawks defensive lineman.
Yeah, good call.
Puna.
Like Puna.
What about, let's go tennis.
I'll say pickleball.
Badminton. Where you use the shuttlecock, it used to be called a Puna.
All right.
Got it.
That's right there, Mike. All right, Tyler, your question. It is considered bad luck to mention what Shakespeare play by name while inside of a theater.
The only one I know, Romeo and Juliet.
Hamlet, right?
Nope. Everyone thinks it's Hamlet. It is Macbeth.
Oh, Macbeth.
Say Hamlet all you want. Who is it bad luck for? Is it bad luck for me? Is it bad luck for the production of the play?
production.
Oh, so if I say it, if I walk in to go see Macbeth and I say, Macbeth, they have problems,
Correct.
not me.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then no sweat.
Somebody's going to actually break a leg or something like that, you know.
I would actually feel terrible.
If you said it and then somebody
Like,
oh, we have to cancel the show. Our leading man broke his leg.
If I was at local theater and somebody broke their leg, I'd be like, oh.
It works.
It finally happened.
Law of averages.
I'd be going to buy a lotto ticket.
All right, Tyler, your question. What organ in the human body produces insulin?
Oh, I know this. Your kidneys?
That's what I thought.
Like your thyroid gland or something. It's not, that's not
Pancreas.
It's the pancreas.
It's
Pancreas.
Question 5,
I
Tyler.
always forget about the pancreas.
I think everybody does until something goes wrong.
Correct.
I mean, that's really it, right?
The good thing about the pancreas, though, it will regenerate, unlike nipples.
Oh. You're not wrong. All right. Your question: in which Star Wars movie does Darth Vader reveal that Jesus Christ? In which Star Wars movie does Darth Vader reveal that he's Luke's father?
Revenge of the Sith.
Oh.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. Luke, I'm your daddy.
He turns into Vader in Revenge of the Sith.
Well, then you owe back child support.
That should have been Luke's line.
Well, he's already grown.
Yeah, but you owe back child support.
Technically, he was only 17.
All right, 1 year.
Now,
Still.
back child support.
I'm on Vader's side.
You didn't pay anything. That's why I had to live with my aunt and my uncle until you killed him.
That's a good point. He did kill him.
I mean, come on. No child support and you killed the people that adopted me?
You're not a very good daddy,
No,
Dad.
I don't think he knew about that because they were tracking down the droids. That had nothing to do with Luke.
No.
But they still killed his aunt and his
Aware of
uncle.
that, but I don't think it was Vader. I think it was the stormtroopers looking for the
Who runs
droids.
the stormtrooper?
That's the only
Vader
person- hang on.
ordered the hit.
Yeah.
But I don't even know Star Wars, but I've never heard anybody be like, you know who I look up to as a good role model? Darth Vader. It's like, are we shocked he didn't pay attention to his own
Just
kid?
saying, I don't think Vader said, hey, Owen and Beru, light them on fire. I think they were tracking down the droids. They didn't find them there, and they were like, oh, crap, burn it down.
Not only that.
But he could have said,
Not
look,
only
it's a
that.
no-kill. Just find the droids. You don't have to kill people.
He had like a hostage. He put his own daughter in chains with Jabba the Hutt.
He's not a good dude.
This is not a good
He didn't
dad.
do that.
Yes, he did.
No, his daughter decided that she wanted to rescue a boy that she liked.
Right.
That was her decision, man.
Right.
She came up with that with Lando and some other cats and Luke, all right?
Right.
And then Jabba was like, you kind of hot, girl, so I'm going
Right.
to chain you up. Yeah. Vader would not have been cool with
Right.
that.
He never told his daughter he was her father.
Right.
Well, he didn't want her to know.
Oh,
He doesn't want-
I'm just telling my son. I'm not going to tell my daughter.
He's a bad guy, dude. He can't just reveal
He's a
that to his
sex-
kids.
No, he's a sexist.
Like he only told it to Luke because he wanted Luke to help him out. Like Luke's got the mojo, man. He's ready to help him
He
out.
wasn't going to help him out. He's going to fall off a bridge.
But he puts Han in the doggone carbonite, and then he gives him to Jabba and throws
No,
right
he gave him to Boba Fett.
Boba, okay.
Fett took him to Jabba to collect some
to
money.
cash in. Absolutely, and
Get
you're right.
the story straight, man.
Point is that Leia took it upon herself to go to Jabba's lair, and then
Agreed.
she's the one that ended up in chains there.
Agreed.
Yeah, but she has no idea who her dad is.
Doesn't matter.
Well, Luke told her later.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, after they
were on
kissed?
the Ewok planet. It was after. I think that's why he waited a minute. Like, hey, listen, man, that kiss was nice and all, but
Hang on, I gotta get up in them guts real fast.
well, then he told her, smoking a cigarette in bed. Oh, you know what's funny?
By the way,
You're my sister.
I think our mom was hot.
All right. Your question: what city made hot chicken famous? What city made hot chicken famous?
Nashville. There you go, Tyler.
I'm going there next month.
Some declared itself that said Vader told the stormtroopers to leave no witnesses. Do you seriously think people said, I wonder who could be behind this? You know, the burned bodies on the planet
Look,
over
it's one
there?
thing to kill my uncle and my aunt. It's another thing to catch them on fire when you're done.
Yeah, it just seems like
look, man,
overkill.
you already tased.
It's not
you
his
already-
aunt and uncle.
You already killed him. No, I mean, but look, he's got to be related in some form or fashion.
He is.
Luke is his son, right?
But how would he be related to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru? Because it
I'll
could
tell
have
you how,
been.
because he's the father of Luke. So his brother or sister, all right?
But what if it's.
or his wife's brother or sister.
I think
that
it
is
was
their
his
brother or
girl's
sister.
brother or sister. I think.
So you're going to kill your wife's brother
Well, she's
or
dead,
sister?
and he was bitter about
He
it, man.
didn't know that it was them. Look, like Vinny says, 5,000-foot view.
He knows he knows
no,
what planet
doesn't,
you're
man.
on.
He knows the droids are on Tatooine, and he says, "Go get them. Leave no witnesses." He doesn't know that it's those two.
He knows everything because of the Force. It's the dark
He knows
side.
life forces. He doesn't know them by name right now,
But
dude.
Well, wait. Didn't even the Emperor have to tell Vader, basically, that Luke was his kid?
Yes.
Something like Son of Skywalker, and I think that's when it clicked in Vader's brain. Like,
damn.
How many chicks does he have kids with that he doesn't know?
that's why there's 9 movies.
He's the ruler of the universe, man. He gets around.
Well, dude, think about it. In the last
downside
3
of mass
movies,
killings.
the last 3 movies they made, in front even the Emperor, his ugly ass was slaying it.
Yes.
Because the main chick,
Knocking
it's
out
like,
Daisy
hey,
Ridley's.
the Emperor, that's your dad. And I'm like, that
You know
dude
why?
got
That
lazy.
was their dad.
Because he's got money.
He got money.
It's like her
He's
grandpa.
got money. You can't look like that and get laid unless you got money.
guys are really selling these movies.
You see it all the time in Florida.
There's a lot of holes in it, Ted.
Bellevue's the same way.
I was going to say Bellevue's like that.
Money.
There's Palpatine, there's a hot chick. You
It's
go,
same with the
right.
Emperor. He's obviously got waterfront property.
Uncle Owen apparently was Vader's stepbrother.
Yeah.
Okay. You burned your stepbrother?
When did that happen? How do you know? Like, when did... I'm
You didn't know it was there.
And his wife?
Go get the damn droid.
Look, man,
that was the
okay,
order. He's got so much universe stuff to take care of.
Why do you have to burn people to death if they don't have droids?
I shoot them. They're dead. Now I catch them on fire.
I think they caught them on fire first.
How bitter am I?
Miles, you're a mobster. You leave no trace
finish
behind.
the job.
Don't you think the skeletons are going to stay? They already left.
Yeah, but they don't have fingerprints or DNA on them other than the skeleton of the dead-ass
The
person.
first thing they
You
check
don't
is,
think people knew who they were?
this is space.
Of course they did, but they don't know who did it.
The first thing they check is teeth. It's the first thing they check.
Oh, they took them.
They don't know why it happened. It also it restores order in your favor.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my crap, dude.
I mean, that is a good fear factor.
Give me the damn droids.
Like, no, he will light your ass on fire.
I
man.
killed my brother-in-law.
It's my stepbrother. I burned his ass up.
Stepbrother, sorry.
Hello, Dwayne. Welcome to the men's room.
What up, man?
Hey, guys.
Hola. Dwayne, are you sober or not sober?
I would say not sober now.
Not sober now. What are you doing, Dwayne? You drinking a men's room IPA?
I am not. I'm drinking a Busch Light.
Busch Light Tall Boy.
Busch Light.
Only the finest. All right, Dwayne, explain the scar. Bit by a coyote, bit by an
Right
alligator,
on the can.
bit by a shark, or shot by a dog. What are you taking?
I would say the most common thing would be shot by my dog, but after that last song you guys played, I'd probably give her a gun.
Okay. All right.
That was terrible. I don't know what the hell that was.
Not a lot of people living there.
21 Pilots?
21 Pilots?
Yeah.
I'm a 21 Pilots fan.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, quick update. Darth Vader did not know his kids were alive.
said?
He thought they died in childbirth.
See?
Are they twins?
Apparently they're twins.
So every time this woman has a child, they die? I mean, they got to be twins.
They were
then.
twins. Didn't you watch the third movie?
All right.
They were twins.
Okay.
Born same time.
All right.
But he didn't know. He thought they died in childbirth. That is a
Natalie-
lot that they kept from Vader.
Natalie Portman's dying words was their names and like, take care of Luke. They're still good in him.
Her dying words were, one day I want to meet Thrill. That's how it ends in my book, brother.
Hey, her husband cheated on her.
I went to Harvard for this
Who?
ish.
Natalie Portman.
What?
Oh, yeah, in real life.
Yes.
Why?
Right. We said the same thing with Halle Berry. I said the same thing with
Something.
Ted may have nailed it.
Well, yeah, just she's not voluptuous.
It's all about the boobs.
Sorry, she's a great actress. I don't get the whole thing there.
Damn.
All right, Dwayne, here's your question. Latrobe, Pennsylvania, S-hole that it is the birthplace of what beer? It's in a green bottle.
You drink Busch lattes. You've had this.
Oh, hey, man, it's Rolling Rock.
It is Rolling Rock. One and done. Nice job, Dwayne.
Hang on before we let you go. True or false, Asia is the largest continent on Earth?
Oh, that is false.
Actually, it's true.
It's true.
It is.
Yeah.
Asia is the largest continent, followed by Africa.
Okay. One more contestant maybe on Big Dummy, depending how long we go here.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Chris, are you sober or not sober?
I am under the legal limit to drive after like half of a light beer, and I'm not sober.
Okay,
Okay.
let's not drive.
Yes. You're not driving, are you, Chris?
Now I'm pulled over to the side. Real quick, though, guys, I'm of German descent, and the proper way to describe my penis is the Reich size.
The right size. We gotta let you go if you're sitting drunk in your car.
Yeah, you can't.
Sorry, man.
That's still a DUI, dude.
Yeah. They will arrest you all the same. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, bitcholas.
Hola.
Matt, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober.
Not sober, Matt.
Yeah.
What are you getting into over there?
No, I'm drinking some whiskey.
All right. What kind of whiskey do you prefer?
I like me some Jack Daniels.
Jack.
Right there with you.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, Matt, explain the scar. Bit by a coyote, bit by an alligator, by a shark, or shot by a dog?
I'm going to say shot by dog just because of the stories that come with it. But, I mean, people that know me know I'm going to die from trying to pet a bear. So.
Yep. Okay. All right.
All right. Here is your question. How many candles does a menorah hold?
7.
8.
9.
9?
You have each candle for the 8 crazy nights, and then one in the middle to light them all.
Oh, okay, that's right.
You should have known that, Miles.
That's right. I'm a bad family member.
I'm going to sound stupid here. Does the one stay on the entire time?
Yes.
It stays lit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can replace it.
It's understood that it might burn down. 8 days is
Well, it's
the
not
big
like
ask.
Advent, you light them for ceremonies, but then you
Correct.
blow them out every day.
Right. Yeah, these you let them burn down over the night. And hope your house doesn't burn down.
Yeah.
All right, your question. That's actually what happened to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. All right, your question. Junipers, hemlocks, redwoods, and firs all belong to what tree family?
Happy Chinooka.
You might even nickname a state after it.
Ooh, evergreen?
What was that?
Evergreen?
Evergreen. You got it, man. There was.
It's the same as conifers, right?
No, there is some difference, and I think it has to do something with their seeds. I'm not 100%, but there is a difference between conifers and evergreen.
Do you still have that big ass, those pine cones still falling in?
You got to, well, no, because that's the tree that fell down and damn near wiped out my house. So
Right.
I have a lot of the pine cones from it. These are the biggest pine cones you've ever seen in your life, but no more of them are dropping into the yard. Because the whole tree came down.
While the terms conifer and evergreen are often used interchangeably, they refer to a distinct characteristics. Conifers describe a plant that reproduces by bearing seed-filled cones, while evergreen describes a plant that retains its foliage year-round.
Okay.
Got it. All right, Head Chef coming up. Ted's Meat and Potatoes, all about St. Patty's Day at 4:30. And we've got your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed, yeah. A.K.A. You're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Well, we'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Navigate the electric revolution and gain insights to electric vehicle manufacturing with Rockwell Automation. Get our free white paper and gain all the insights you need into the electric auto industry and smart manufacturing. Only the agile will survive this metamorphic shift in the industry. So let Rockwell Automation keep you up to speed. Search Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper and download your free copy today. The electric revolution is here and full insights are available for download. Get the Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper today.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids to a classroom? Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Well, we'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
We'll celebrate St. Patty's Day coming up with the head chef and test meat of potatoes at 4:30. But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Jumping to the birthdays, Ola Macholas. Would you awesome gentlemen please wish my coworker Michelle a fantastically wonderful birthday? I'd really appreciate a few of your funniest, naughtiest sound effects. And the Dirty Germans talking about all the fun she can have on vacation this week. Thanks so much. You guys are the absolute best. That from Christina in Auburn.
Chestnut! You like that? You like that?
Yeah, the best thing about going on vacation, you know, you're surrounded by strangers, you get yourself a little naked up, and whatever you really want to happen in the bedroom, they won't judge you. And I'm more than happy to oblige.
Yeah, it's usually only once a year you get to have vacation sex. It's the most primitive, exclusive of all the sex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've been married for 30 years, having sex in a hotel room is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Having sex, period, is fun.
Yeah, it's not your sheets to worry about.
I hear you, Miles.
Yeah.
I've heard about this.
Sex. All you guys want to wish my fiance Gunnar a happy 26th birthday. This is the first year he hasn't outright told me to get him a birthday shout out. So finally, I get to surprise him. So can I please get the captain to give him his own personal pizza recommendation? Thanks, guys, and keep on rocking. That from Riley in Indiana.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. My favorite personal pizza recommendation, well, I enjoy Meat Lovers Pizza. It's nothing special, but what us mascots learned is not to let Tony the Tiger order pizzas for us. We were throwing a huge ranger on the old SS Guppy. Tony offered to place an order for a few Meat Lovers pizzas, and we didn't consider that, well, Tony's a tiger, and the meat that he includes might not be the ones we want, so it included deer, wild boar, buffalo, antelope, monkey, leopard, python, rodent, and fish. But even worse, he prefers it raw, and that's the pizza he ordered. We were amazed they had the ingredients, but what can one do? And guess what? It was not great. Crunch berries.
All of y'all says my 33rd trip around the sun. I was wondering if I could get a chorus of turtle sex along with you guys talking all over each other about turning 3 and the Dirty Germans as well. Thanks, guys. That from David in Puyallup. 33. We were working together in Baltimore when I was 33 years old. If I recall correctly.
I think so. Yeah, right around that. Actually, I think I was 34 years old. But the nice thing about, hey, man, turned 33 years old, dude. Try the 33 position.
Were you all supposed to be talking?
Yeah.
No, my bad.
You were supposed to.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Talk all over yourselves about turning 33.
Yeah.
Well, we're all the way past that now. We're on to the Dirty Germans.
Yeah, the thing I like about the number 33 is that When you really look at it, it's like I have a bird's eye view of two big-breasted women standing below me.
Yeah, see, I like the number of threes. It reminds me of threes stuck together like a six-pack, like rings. Since I will put the handcuffs on you as we get kinky in the bedroom.
Yeah, and if you're a six-armed woman, it's even better.
Maybe she has broad shoulders, so I need 2 sets of handcuffs.
Good day, sirs. Please wish my niece in North Little Rock, Arkansas, Katie Fox, a very happy birthday. How about Coach Ted hyping her up for her going into her work shift on her birthday? And can English Mike give her advice on how to deal with drunken idiots that won't leave the restaurant past closing? Maybe some thrill shotgun gets. That from Katie's loving uncle, West Seattle Josh. Coach Ted, there we go.
All right, Katie Fox, down there in North Little Rock. Listen, going to work on your birthday sucks, all right? I don't do it much anymore as an adult, but God damn it, you know Coach had to work on his birthday before, whether it was a bar or starting out in radio. Now, it sounds like you're working at a restaurant. I would nonchalantly, blatantly be like, it's my birthday today. Can I take your order? That should get you higher tips, unless these people in North Little Rock are just a-holes.
Damn. We have English music, Miles. Hello. I don't know how they do things in Arkansas, but I once had a friend who had a couple blokes who wouldn't leave the pub, right? So he goes in the back and he gets himself a big old bottle of Crisco and he slams it down on the pub and says, all right, you boys here for the orgy? And they left right up, they did.
Jesus. Is English Mike drunk or a little slow?
Yeah.
Little both.
Hey, he's a bit slow, isn't it? Lift not going to the top floor, isn't it?
All right, guys, here you go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat. And potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the Men's Room, the Ted Nugent.
Who's this customer in our kitchen?
We got to get the cameras rolling again.
Come on, damn it.
Yeah.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. You still have to introduce me, Miles.
Oh, the head chef's in the house.
Thank
I
you.
just didn't know you didn't have your coat on.
I know. Mike was just asking. I was like, I've been wearing that thing for 10 years. We got a little downtime. We didn't have it up on the live stream. I didn't put it on.
Okay. Maybe time to take that thing to the dry cleaners.
Take it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I just never think about it until it's Thursday morning.
That's right.
But you've been bitching about it for 10 years.
That's exactly right.
Take it. Take that. Be my guest.
Get out of here.
All right, let's see. So we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. Like I said, St. Patrick's Day will be on Monday. You figure most of the celebrations are still going to go on this weekend.
Yes.
People will still go out Monday. I'll go out Monday night, still split the G or whatever. Have a little fun. But let's talk about some classic Irish dishes. And to me, these are more, they're classic Irish dishes, but they're also very big for Americans around this time of year.
All right.
Do you guys traditionally have anything for St. Patrick's Day that you do?
Beer. But
yeah,
as far as
drink.
food, no, because as far as most Irish food goes, I like it enough that I realize I kind of eat it year-round. So on St. Patty's Day, even though I should be eating it, I'm like, I probably just had like a Reuben or something within 2 days, you know?
Yeah, like I've made a corned beef before at home.
How did it turn out?
Good.
Oh,
Good. Yeah, my brother, he used to have an Irish St. Patty's Day party, and then he kind of stopped when he had kids, so my sisters would throw one for years. That I don't know where my brother got the recipe years ago, but it's a great recipe.
All right.
Comes out good. You chop it up and everything. I will say for people nowadays, though, if you go to Costco, I know our QFC has them. Almost any grocery store anymore, they'll have the corned beef already with the seasoning in it or an extra seasoning packet with it. And you basically throw it in a crock pot and it's cooked.
Do you put potatoes in there or kraut or anything like that when you do that?
So traditionally, I wouldn't, but also I would make a pretty big corned beef. So it kind of depends on what you're doing.
Right.
So, Miles, you're not wrong. You can put the corn and potatoes in there with it, Some people do, some people don't. Some people also will cook it a day in advance. Then you kind of chop it up and throw it in your crock pot then with your onions, sauerkraut, all that stuff in there. But there's other Irish dishes that are a little bit easier and not as intense. Like they say, corned beef and cabbage, the most popular dish. But then also bacon and cabbage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. You just cook it right there on your stovetop in a pan. I would also recommend, you want to feel a little adventurous. Like if you go to the bacon aisle, you probably never looked for it, but you can almost always find English or Irish bacon or rashers, as they would call them.
Right.
But just closer to like teetering, getting near ham.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can get that on there and cook that. But yeah, I mean, bacon and cabbage, you can't really beat that one. It's funny, going back to corned beef and cabbage, while it's a popular dish, it was more popular with Irish immigrants when they moved to America.
Because it was cheap?
Correct.
Crappy crappy cut of meat?
Right.
Tough as hell. So you got to spend all day to cook it slow.
Yeah, like I was talking to a buddy the other day. We might hang out Saturday night, and I said, hey, I'm going to make these, corned beef sliders. And he was like, I don't like corned beef. He goes, well, I only had it once as a kid. And I was like, it's just a different flavor on brisket.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Right?
So, like, if you like brisket, right, like, keep in mind, pastrami, corned beef, brisket. They're all brisket. It's just a matter of how you brine them and set them up for preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. All right, one in here. You guys ever had call cannon potatoes?
What is it called?
Call cannon.
I don't think so.
Oh, really? So COL and then cannon.
All right.
So basically, it's your mashed potatoes, right? You're going to mix in the cabbage, some green onion, but then the secret to making call cannon potatoes really good is there is a large amount of cream and a large amount of butter.
Okay. Speaking my language.
I mean, so much, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody can, not everybody. You could buy instant mashed potatoes. That tastes good. You can get mashed potatoes, whatever. If somebody actually sits there and takes the time to make the call cannon potatoes, you'd be like, oh, this is different.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's that kind of alarming in a good way that it's delicious. Some traditional American St. Patrick's Day food. You got Irish stew, right? Pretty simple. Stew made with lamb, potatoes, carrots, onions, and herbs. Obviously, if you don't like lamb, just go to the store.
I do like lamb.
I do too.
I do as well. But you can make it. You can make it a beef stew. Same thing. It won't matter. And then nowadays, man, like you don't even have to buy that cheap steak and chop it up. Almost every grocery store you go to is it literally says for beef or for stew.
For stew, exactly.
You know what I mean? And you can cook those little nuggets on your own, but they're going to be a little chewy. That's another reason generally you're going to stew. Anything you're sitting overnight in water, remember, is going to tenderize this meat because these are mainly cheap dishes.
Yes.
Well, I want to get on my high horse, but let's just do it. Shepherd's pie.
Yes.
Your annual announcement, all right? Shepherd's pie is delicious, right? It's a main dish of lamb, veggies, topped with a creamy layer of mashed potatoes. Now, you can go where you want. A lot of places say shepherd's pie, but it's beef. Remember, if it's not lamb, my friends, that is a cottage pie, okay? Made popular again in England and Ireland because some of the bars, they would be like, oh, yeah, we got shepherd's pie, but we don't have lamb. Right?
Lies!
Just think lamb, shepherd, lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you're having cottage pie. And I'm sorry, Costco, but you're living on a bed of lies. Their shepherd's pie is delicious, but it's a cottage pie.
Oh.
You
should talk to the manager.
Where's your manager?
Yeah, I got to go to Costco tonight.
You know what?
Yeah.
I need to talk to the manager.
You know what? I'm going to drive over to Kirkland. I'm going to hop in the Lime, have a couple brewskis, and then Uber over to the GM's house.
To his house.
Hey,
Okay.
buddy.
Yeah.
Knock on the door.
You don't know me.
I got a bone to pick with you.
A lamb bone.
Yeah, Ted got shot.
It's a gated community, Ted.
That's where he got shot, climbing over the fence.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's one that me and my mother go back and forth on. She loves Irish soda bread. All right, it's a quick bread made without yeast using baking soda and buttermilk as a leavening agent. The issue is good Irish soda bread is delicious. But oftentimes, for some reason, I don't know why, most places you get it in restaurants, it is hard.
Yeah, it's hard and dry,
It's definitely dry.
Correct.
It feels like it's got not a scone consistency, but kind of close to that.
But if it's closer to a scone, it should be look, it's going to be dry,
yeah,
but it shouldn't be hard. Like you shouldn't
Right,
have
yes,
to dip
correct,
it
correct.
into the stew to make it edible. You know, but like
I highly recommend Sean O'Donnell's. Has the best that I've had.
yeah, Sean O'Donnell's does a good job. It's kind of funny. Earlier today, you're like, they got to be old. Those aren't that old. He just does a very good job.
Yeah.
And speaking of Sean O'Donnell's, I would say this too. If you want to go to an Irish pub this weekend, not everybody's going to go out and party on Saturday night, right?
Right.
So I would say go in early during the day on Saturday. If you just want to grab some Irish food and maybe like a pint or two, get in there Saturday or maybe Sunday afternoon. I would also warn people that, like, if you're waiting all day and you're waiting until Sunday afternoon, evening to get that Reuben or whatever, don't be shocked if your local Irish pub is sold out of it already.
Yes.
Right? Saturday is a big day. Irish pubs get super popular, but I mean, this is their Super Bowl. So again, soda bread is very good. I think you have to find a very specific place, though. You're right. Sean O'Donnell's does a good job to make it good and make you want to eat it. You can get this almost anywhere. Irish coffee. Simple. It's coffee. It's whiskey. It's whipped cream.
And it's delicious.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan.
I was sitting somewhere the other day. It was like around noon. I ordered a beer, a coffee, and a shot. And the guy goes, what if I make you an Irish coffee and put the shot in there? I said, son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah.
Guinness cake. It's a rich chocolate cake with Guinness beer added to it.
I've had that.
I've never had that.
That is good.
And then this is just good anytime, especially this time of year. But potato soup. It's a warming and flavorful soup, perfect for St. Patrick's Day celebrations. I would also say, look, maybe you're busy, you got stuff going on. I know a lot of places, like I said, they have the corned beefs already spiced and ready to go.
That's what I'm looking for.
Throw them in your crock pot. I know, I was going to say, a few places, I know Costco sells like a giant package of Irish stew.
Okay.
It's like already made. You literally just put it in there or whatever.
I might have to do this Sunday. As I'm listening, I'm like, I like all of these things.
So I'm going to do like a little abbreviation of it, right? Saturday's going to be a very busy day. I'm going to be home at like 9 to watch that F1 race, Formula 1.
There it is.
So
How's that annoying way you say it?
I've been tasting different deli corned beefs. So I
Okay.
found one yesterday I like. So in a pan, I'm going to saute a couple onions. I'm going to add the sauerkraut. Then I'm going to add the meat in there. Get that all going. Get that warmed up. And then I'm just going to add the cheese in there. Kind of make it one big thing. And then plate it on either potato rolls or little King's Hawaiian rolls.
So you've ruled out the Reuben then?
I think so.
It's just based on how drunk you think you'll be at 9 p.m.
Yeah,
make your life easy.
I would make your life easier by putting the cheese on top of the meat product. I think if you
Correct.
put it in there, it's going to get all sticky.
Well, eventually it's going to all mix together.
Okay.
And I'm just going to spoon it out into one surface. But I saw a guy last night on the internet doing that, and I was like, that's a pretty good idea, actually. And to be honest with you, maybe you're somebody who doesn't eat a lot of bread or whatever. You could eat that fine because the sauerkraut.
I was going to say you could eat it without the bread.
Yeah, when I say I've been taste tested corned beef this week, I've just been eating corned beef and Swiss and dipping it in mustard.
Right.
I would also recommend, when you
What
have
kind of mustard are you using?
So I am
because I think it makes a huge difference on this particular dish.
So on this one, I would go stone ground.
That's what I was thinking. All
I
right.
do love, like I told you, there's a brand called Susie's. Her Dijon is my favorite Dijon, but you got to have stone ground, I think, especially for a rich.
You've given up on the beaver.
I still got Beaver brand in there for the sweet hot and everything.
I would say the sweet hot and honey mustard, I think, are unbeatable.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe this is like a weekend you go out and kind of accelerate your mustard career and buy some different mustards. Now I'm just going to run down. You got some of the Irish pubs in Seattle that are great. Miles and I, we like Sean O'Donnell's, and there's a few of those. Don't forget, he's got the one in Fremont. He's got one down here on First by the stadiums. Then you have the original one up in Everett. Molly McGuire's. That's a famous one. The Old Peculiar.
Oh, yeah. Inbound.
Yep.
They have great chicken wings if you're not feeling the luck of the Irish and you want to order something different. Because that's the same people as the old county. So their wings are really, really, really good.
Well, I think it's funny. Murphy's Pub in Wallingford opened in 81. They claim they're the first Irish pub in Seattle. I lived here for 20 years. I'd never been in there until about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great place.
Awesome.
I enjoy it a lot, man. I have a very good time at Murphy's. By the way, Ted, someone recommends Hawaiian pretzel rolls.
Pretzel rolls. Good call.
That's strong.
I am Irish and a little bit German. So that's not
There
bad.
you go.
Yeah, I went in to Murphy's on a random Monday night, man. Great bartenders. They had a random Funk Love in there.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
All right.
All right.
He's Irish, I think.
He is. If you're up in Magnolia, Milady's Irish Pub.
I've been to Milady's.
They
That's a great
have
spot.
great Irish pub, great traditional food. The Chieftain. And then, of course, if you really want to get your party on, go down to the market, go down to Kel's.
Yep,
I would
yep.
look at Kel's calendar. They get super busy. At some point during the day on Saturday and Sunday, they charge a cover. But if you get in there earlier in the day, you don't have to. Look, it's a great party spot.
It is.
Like, if
It
you
is.
really want to go out and have fun, like, that's where I'd recommend you go.
Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. Shot of the Day is coming up at 5:08. You're listening to the Men's.
Look around. Every car you see is probably on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars. As for flying cars, well, we're ready when they are. If you see a car you like, find it on AutoTrader. That's our kind of thing. AutoTrader.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest, 100% organic cotton bedding from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with airy blankets, cloud-like duvets, and breathable sheets. You'll experience pure comfort on night one and feel your bedding get softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com with code Odyssey. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Room. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, so kind of 5:08. We'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. There's a man in China whose life has been constantly live streamed by his neighbors for years.
And he didn't know it.
He had no idea about it. Yeah. I don't know if they tapped into his, it's not security system, but I suppose it is. It's still a surveillance system within his house. But I think he's a special needs guy that he's got these cameras on, his parents died, and so now they're just basically live streaming this dude's life.
24 hours a day is my understanding.
It's basically a Truman Show.
That is.
They're like, oh, don't worry, all the money that we're making off this live stream, we're sending it his way, or at least a portion,
right,
to help with all the things that he needs. Like, come on, man, There's only one person that finds this okay, and that's you.
Yeah, that's it.
Shut it down. Just shut it down. Ted, what day is it, buddy? You're right. It's National Earmuff Day.
Earmuff?
Earmuff.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Was earmuffing it?
The problem is we don't need them this time of year. It still gets cold out there for sure, and we're still dipping into the 30s.
In March.
Right.
Maybe November, December, January.
Are we just showing appreciation for what helped us out throughout that god-awful winter?
Yeah, we're looking back and saying thank you for your hard work.
Right, as we throw them away to then get a new pair.
You ever rock earmuffs?
No, I did when I was
Never
a
did.
kid, but I think they were my sisters at the time. 'Cause, you know, when you watch movies, everybody had earmuffs on. I was like, all right, let's put these things on. They hurt like hell. I didn't like them.
Yeah, I always like rock a knit cap. But I remember back in the day, like we used to have these pairs that like they
Yep,
fold it and you
same
just
thing.
put them on the back
Yeah.
of your head. But, like I don't know, at sporting events and stuff, they were great.
At a sporting event, depending who you're going to see and when, like, yeah, give me the earmuffs.
Yeah, I don't remember liking them all that much. I put them on just because that's what you wore, but I don't remember them actually making my ears cold. And I felt like
Warm?
they hurt. Yeah, thank you. And that they were the same thing. They were the ones that had that little twisted part in there that
Yeah.
kind of kept them all together. So they just weren't comfortable.
No, they're not.
There's an entire article on dwell.com all about a couple that gave up their furniture 2 years ago with their young kids, and they swear by it. It changed their life. We're not looking back.
I'm sure it changed your life. Look, if it works for you, good.
Yeah. The whole thing was basically it inspires you to get up and move a lot more often because you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
you know, it's you know, you're not glued to the couch.
That's why I put sandpaper in my underwear.
I'm spending time in my bedroom, if that's the case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Laying down up there.
Qualifier, this family also lives in a 382 square foot home, all five of them.
Okay. Well, yeah, you don't have room for
300.
furniture.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That is tiny.
That's those people. I'm not gonna go further on
Hey, it's
that.
supposed to be good for your back to lay on a wood floor.
Sure.
Doesn't feel good.
I don't mind doing it for a little bit, but I don't know that I could sleep on a wood
But
floor.
you do it as it's necessitated. Like, there's moments you know I want to be on the floor, right? But most of the time, that's not the case.
Right. The floor's nasty. A new study found that the way that you use your social media matters more than just how long you're scrolling.
Well, sure.
But that makes sense. If you do it right, your time on social media is an investment.
But if you're reading stuff, not doom scrolling, but it's reading stuff, learning something right.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong. Right.
Advertising yourself, putting your brand out there, and whatever it is. Yeah, you can use social media as a productive tool.
Why do we have to explain that to people?
Because people are stupid.
You know, I mean, like, look, a hammer can be a weapon or you can use it as a tool, but you don't, like, explain that to people when they buy, hey, side note, someone breaks in your house, hit them with
I
it.
think for some reason, though, people instinctively forget how much your phone can do. Mm-hmm. And, like, you see somebody on a phone and you're just like, ah, that guy's just wasting time. Where it's like, you know, a lot of people, like, that's their whole computer.
Right.
Like, I have
He's working.
Right, like, I have an old MacBook at home. I use it for, like, Zooms, for the podcast.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I just don't turn it on to look up news stories. Like in the morning, I just go to the websites I like on my phone and read them there.
Huh. I almost never read news on my phone. I'm the opposite.
Yeah,
like
me
my
too.
phone, it's my communication with my wife device. Otherwise, if I'm going to scroll for something, it's always on the computer. Like I never get distracted on the couch, go through Instagram and all that. And I know I'm in the minority on that.
Yeah.
And it's just I never think to use my phone. You know, part of it might be because I'm old and my eyes are getting worse. So the idea of trying to read something on my phone, it actually bugs me a little bit.
Well, and the text can be a lot smaller as well, and that can screw up your eyes. Now, you can alter that to make the text bigger.
Of course.
But it makes the page a lot more inconvenient to read. Yeah. So I'll give you that. But I'm kind of with Ted that the scrolling gets a lot of my information out. Like I've unfollowed a handful of different things just because it was depressing the living hell out of me. But
Sure.
I still have these things where it's like at least I'm keeping track of the headlines. Where all right, I can take the temperature of where everything's at this point.
Yeah.
Correct. Like if it's 8:30, 9 p.m. and I'm watching a show I'm sort of interested in, I'm probably just doom scrolling at that point because I'm bored. But generally in the morning, right? Like that's just what I do. It's kind of part of the routine. Like, all right, we got to read. So we got to know what's going on.
Right, catch up. Apparently, alcohol makes it easier to get a sunburn.
Well, but if you do it in moderation, get a nice tan.
You'll get red.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I would hate to
Not
drink,
even going
I hate to
outside.
drink beer by the pool.
I don't know. I didn't really work on it, but I got to imagine just because you're drinking beer, you're enjoying the sunshine out there, so you don't concern yourself with getting out of the sun. You're just
Or your blood flow is more restricted. Right?
yeah, that's true.
I'm just guessing. No, I don't know.
Just having fun.
Or you pass out on the cot.
I don't know. I've had so many bad sunburns. I'm just a psycho about it now.
Yeah, I'm glad I got a wife that won't let me not be a psycho about it. Put sunscreen on. Do it now.
Seriously.
Don't need your skin all leathery when we're old and I look beautiful and you look like that.
Well, there's so many people. There's so many people I know now as you get older that have had, skin cancer scares or this and that or having stuff removed. And it's like, I don't know. Like, it gets a little warmer. You start walking around outside without sleeves on. Like, sometimes I'll put on suntan lotion before I even come into work.
Hell yeah.
Just if I'm going to be walking around afterwards.
Strictly speaking, we should be. All of us should be. Like the sun, whether or not you tan, like it's still doing damage. That ultraviolet radiation is still doing damage. Like we should all be walking around with at least a little bit of sunscreen on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The newest dating trend has a name. It's called floodlighting.
Floodlighting,
which is basically
turn on your floodlights.
You're leaving nothing on the shelf. You're putting it all out there. Like first date, okay, here's the baggage that I've got.
Fun.
Here's the problems that we got going on. Here's what I'm at. Like you expose all of yourself on that first date. Which
see, when I was growing up, they called that being an idiot.
Isn't that? But that's part of dating. If somebody does that, you don't like it, don't go out with them again.
Correct.
Yes.
It's kind of at the point. You know, they were saying it's Gen Z, which I think is starting to get to that age where it's like they're starting to get to point to where a lot of them are hitting a crossroad where am I still just going to, screw around my entire life or am I going to try to find somebody that I'm going to dedicate myself to? It's like, okay, if I'm going down this road, here's all the crap I've got.
Well,
like, here's what you're going to have to deal with when it comes to me.
The flip side, too, I think, is just with social media and all the crap that people put out there anyway. I don't think it bugs people as much to share everything because they already share everything, whether you ask them to or not.
Sure. So there you go. We said that it was Earmuff Day, but it's also Smart and Sexy Day.
Oh,
I am neither of those.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can teach you how.
The Men's Room Top 10.
I know you can, brother.
The Men's Room Top 10.
10 ways to be sexy at any age. You've come to the right person. Let's say you're looking to attract a sugar daddy. Park yourself at an upscale hotel bar. Wear something slinky and form-fitting. Don't forget to show off what the good Lord gave you. Push those sweater puppies up and out. Don't be shy. Let some wine dribble out of the corner of your mouth and cascade down your neck to the promised land. And when they come running, and they will, you tell them you're a very personal assistant and you have daddy issues. Works every time.
Dear Lord. So here's basically how to be sexy. Just a few tips that they got here, and they and it's how to be sexy at any age, and they give you a few different things there.
Okay.
So developing personality traits here. So they say you can develop a talent that'll make you sexy. Now, as long as you're trying
what
to. What
is a sexy talent?
Playing guitar, piano, drawing.
Oh, okay.
Fixing cars.
All right.
Computer technology skills. Or
yeah, that's hot.
Handyman. Exactly. And just
I am known as that.
Fit that one there. Set goals for yourself. Just wanting more from life and being able to try to get it can often be enough if you lack direction or too young to know what you want to do. We also feel comfort in knowing that a potential partner could carry our weight if something ever happened to us. My wife cannot carry my weight. I'm too much for her.
Hey, yeah. It's good to set goals.
Yeah. Show off your unique personality. Think of it this way. Would Joe Schmo rather go for the cute waitress, or would he rather go for the cute waitress who also dreams of being a nurse?
I don't care. I say that with 100% sincerity.
The cute waitress is still going to get a talk, man.
Right.
Like, after a while, he's like, I want to be a nurse. Like, oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I've never dated somebody that didn't have a job, but I don't know that their job would affect whether or not I date them.
No.
Plus, it's like your job is like, I work in the snake pit. Right. At the zoo. Like, all right, I'm probably out.
All right, no. They say to make people laugh. Don't feel limited.
All right.
Yeah, people just like to laugh. It helps them when they're having a rough time. And so
it helps to be funny.
This is a quality that many people look for in a partner.
I think most people would like to make people laugh, but it doesn't mean you always have the ability to make people laugh.
Right.
You're right, though. Laughing is fun.
It is. Be yourself. Stop trying to be someone else. Often we think we have to act like someone else to be sexy. But being them isn't sexy because it shows that you're trying too hard and lack your own merits. Be you. Like things that you like.
Sexy's tough, too, man.
It is.
Well, one is subjective, right?
Correct.
So, I mean, it depends who you're with, what they're going to find. I mean, look, man, we've all seen a couple where you're like, how in the hell are they together? And for whatever reason, this person finds that type of person attractive. Even you can't wrap your head around it, and they're like, bro, it's what I like.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How to be sexy at any age. Let's talk looking the part, okay? We're going to start looking the part of being sexy here. They say, don't sweat your size. Whether you're worried about stuffing a bra or about making your crotch look a little bit more full, don't. Media plays up the idea that people want guys with big crotches and people want women with large breasts.
And in no way has that been motivated by real life.
But the actual spectrum of preferences really pretty equally runs the gamut. Lots of people like small breasts. A lot of women like to look at the big crotch and just think, ouch.
They want a cute, fun-sized penis. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah.
They want that thing.
Some people don't like big roller coasters.
That's right.
They just want to go on the tilt-a-world.
It's a fact.
Spin around.
Criminy. Dress to attract the kind of person that you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for a sporty person, wear your hair in a ponytail or sport the occasional hiking outfit or football jersey. If you're looking for a bit of a geek, wear some sort of Marvel merch on your or your favorite bow tie.
These are the same people that just said 2 minutes ago to be yourself.
If you're looking for someone who's very driven, wear nicer, dressier clothes. But the thing is that that's
dress in a way that makes you. They're saying be yourself. So what do you like to wear? What are you comfortable wearing? Because that's who you are.
Sure, but who yourself is could also be to attract the person that you want.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
But that's not you.
But that doesn't make sense.
As long as it fits your personality.
For example, you've seen people all the time. You go, man, that's way too high maintenance.
Yes.
Not that you're not attracted to them. Not that
you're just the maintenance, right?
Yeah, you're just like, look, this
you're
is
good
not,
for a night, but
this
not
is not from correct.
Yes. Wear a subtle cologne or perfume. Smell plays a big role in sex appeal.
I would spray Windex on my neck. But well, look, man, if nothing else, you smell clean.
That's right. You might not be taking as good an approach as you think you are. Contrary to what Axe would have you to believe, your best bet is a natural smell, not a cloud of body spray. Bathe regularly to cut down on the BO.
But it is nice. Like, I don't wear cologne a ton anymore, but it is nice when you put a little spritz on and get a nice compliment on how good it smells.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing. So, like, it's hard because there's no, like, uncreepy way to say this, but sometimes, like, I've been in an elevator and it's like, hey, you smell really nice.
And you can't say it.
I know, because it comes out creepy, and it's like, there was a woman the other day, I want to be like, not attracted to you, but just smell great.
That makes
That's
it
what
worse.
you should have said.
Yeah, that makes it much
I'm
worse.
not
You are
attracted
not
to
really
you.
good looking at all.
I'm not
but
hitting
man,
on
you
you.
smell great.
You're ugly as hell.
But if I was blindfolded, I'd be attracted to
You
that.
smell better than you look, mama.
Keep your look.
yeah, that's, you know what, that's what I should have said.
That's exactly how you
Hey,
phrase
girl.
You smell better than you look.
How to be sexy at any age concerning your appearance, or keep your look natural to play up your innate beauty. Try styling yourself utilizing contrasting colors. If you wear light colors on your top half, wear dark colors on your bottom half. If you'd like to infuse some color, start off with an accessory such as a colorful bracelet, earrings, or an interesting necklace.
I say just wear colors that clash all the time. Just be like a punk.
Orange and green, bro. A pumpkin.
Yeah.
This text just pisses me off. The number one thing I've seen in my life for being sexy, and believe me, bitcholas, being a fireman, any bar, it's been a panty dropper. So much that I've even warned the firefighters I trained to wait before admitting it to a woman. Otherwise, you get a lot of Klingons. Well, I'm not a firefighter, so I don't want to hear that, man.
But I can order an outfit off Amazon.
Count on it.
I don't look like a firefighter.
Where is the Sheffield
Mike,
Fire
you do
Department?
kind of look like a firefighter.
You can pull it off.
You can pull that off.
I don't got the washboard abs.
Well,
Most, I don't think a lot of firefighters do. That's just the calendar.
But once you get in, you got a wait room and a lot of time to wait for a call.
That's a fact.
All my buddies that are firemen are just kind of big dudes, but I don't know if they have washboard abs.
All right.
And why don't we get lady firefighter calendars? Like,
No
they're not
kidding,
hot?
dude.
Do the math.
Yeah.
I'll let you sit on that one.
Oh, yeah.
How to be sexy at any age? Now it's time to use our body language. Here we go. Learn how to pitch your voice down. You can practice.
Learn how to pitch your voice down.
Damn it,
Smell
Steve.
better than you look.
Studies show that people are attracted to a lower voice. Whenever you can, try speaking just slightly lower than you normally
That's
would
why
in
Miley
daily
Cyrus
life.
is so sexy.
That's why people love me, Ted.
We should split some mozzarella sticks.
I could listen to her say that all day.
Yeah, Ted.
Want another shot of tequila, Ted? Like, yeah, I do.
Damn right.
That dude.
Get comfortable in your own body. Spend some time looking at yourself in the mirror to feel comfortable with yourself.
I want to get comfortable in her body.
Even if you don't love your body entirely, you can still get more comfortable with who you are. Get comfortable with touching other people on the arm or the hand. Light, casual touches like these exude confidence, and they're very attractive. Number 2.
Some people can be too touchy.
Yes, they can.
Stop touching me, bro.
Hold back a little to stay mysterious. By creating this mystery, you throw down the challenge to someone that they should get to know you better.
So no matter what they ask, I can't answer that.
And find what secrets lay beneath.
Don't tell them your last name.
And what's your last name? I don't share that.
We have to have sex first.
That's right. I don't share my last name with anybody I haven't slept with. Right?
just for my own protection.
That's right.
Just want to be safe out here.
And then this is the number one way to be sexy at any age. We all know it. Use those eyes. A little lip licking or biting is also a common sexy look. If you're not sure how to do this, practice in the mirror before using it.
Do not look in the mirror, stare yourself in the eye, and lick your lips. You will make yourself uncomfortable.
Damn, girl,
You'll
out here
chap your lips.
I know.
walking around like a side of corned beef this close to St. Patty's.
Is your mouth dry? What's going on, baby?
I keep licking my lips in the mirror.
I don't want to kiss no dry mouth woman.
Need a little sauerkraut.
Gatorade?
Can you imagine you come over, I go, front door's open, man, just come on in. So if you come into my place, like, if you look down the hallway, my bathroom's right there. So imagine you walk in and I'm just in front of the mirror.
Naked, licking your lips there.
Wow, I don't have a boxer briefs.
Miles, we have a headlines update, man.
What is the update?
I'll tell you at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is. As usual, we head to see Drink Test and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today's shot is brought to you by the Black Raven Brewers, proud brewers of Men's Room IPA and the Men's Room 20th Anniversary Lager. And on that note, today, we're keeping it a little local. Today, we go ahead and we toast the Stanwood Hotel Saloon of Stanwood, Washington. Now, in case you have not heard or you did not hear, we, the Men's Room, will be joining the Daily Migs Morning Show on Saturday at 11 a.m. for Stanwood's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade. Now, it comes on at 11 a.m., and when we say this is short, we're going around the block.
Yeah!
All right? But this basically, so it's kind of organized by the Daily Migs Morning Show, but the people that actually facilitated this, that are going to make it happen, it's the Stanwood Hotel Saloon. And normally, I'm not a fan of parades, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm excited to be in this one.
Hell yeah.
This one block
It starts
parade.
in a bar and it ends in a bar.
And it ends in a bar. And I will say this. So I Googled the joint because I have not been there before. And once I saw the inside and saw the bar, it looked like the kind of bar that if I lived in Stanwood, they would know me. Or perhaps they would have thrown me out.
They're going to know you
86
after
me.
Saturday.
But either way, man, it looks like my kind of spot. But that's so cool of them to do, to get the street closed down. Right? You can't, just do that. So whatever they had to finagle to make that happen, man, good on them. And as a result of this, we get to do something that I find incredibly stupid. And when I call something stupid, I want you to understand. That means it appeals to me. So I'm glad that the folks at the Stanwood Hotel Saloon are as stupid as we are so that we can have a very stupid time doing a very stupid thing together. So please join us and be stupid. But in the meantime, let's drink. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bijola.
Let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This Now. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0.99% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
I'm not exactly a tech genius, but I knew one thing for sure. If I wanted my small business to crush it, I needed a website that worked like a pro. And I needed it yesterday. Lucky for me, Bluehost made it ridiculously easy. With their AI design tools, building my website was a walk in the park. I could customize, optimize, and monetize everything exactly how I wanted. In just a few minutes, I had a secure site up and running. I couldn't believe how straightforward it was. And getting found online? Bluehost helped me with that too. I perfected my keywords and meta descriptions with their search engine tools. The AI even gave me suggestions to improve my pages. Now I can sit back, relax, and focus on my customers while my website continues to rank higher and higher on Google. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, I wasn't worried about taking the plunge. And now I am so glad I did. Head over to Bluehost.com and build something special today. This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
What is... Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hawaii is beautiful, but Tahiti is unforgettable. Escape to a paradise without the crowds and enjoy all-inclusive round-trip flights from the United States to Tahiti starting at $750 per person on Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. From the vibrant cabins to the warm and welcoming crew, you will be transported to the islands of Tahiti from the moment you step on board. Your perfect getaway is just 2 drinks and a movie past Hawaii. Visit airtahitinui.com, that's airtahitinui.com, to book your dream vacation.
Look around. What do you see? Cars, lots of them. And guess what? They're probably on AutoTrader. Whether you're into timeless classics or the latest trends. Did somebody say solar-powered, eco-friendly, vegan leather-wrapped, aromatherapy-scented, disco ball-equipped self-driving car? If you see it on the road, you can likely find it on AutoTrader. Big cars, small cars, blue cars, new cars and used cars, electric cars. And one day, maybe even flying cars. With millions of options to choose from, buying a car becomes a whole lot easier. See it, find it. AutoTrader.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played? A sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. All right, today you gentlemen are competing against each other. That's right, for bragging rights to no one. Today we offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We have Hit Me With Your Best Shot, where you guess the unconventional object that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, Seriously, where you guess the petty conflict that led to extreme violence.
Seriously?
I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
This story was sent our way from our listener, Alexander Medina, which rhymes with vagina. But we're in Seattle, by the way. New details from a shooting at a Safeway in South Seattle on Monday night revealed the violence stemmed from a man throwing something out of his car window. According to a Seattle police incident report, 2 people were at Safeway in their car. One of them, a man, threw something out of the window, which hit a woman's car that was parked next to him. Now, witness testimony reports that the woman got out and started yelling at him. The 2 argued. And at one point, she grabbed a pair of scissors and tried slashing his tires. Well, as you might imagine, the man became irate and wrestled her to the ground. Well, a Safeway security guard told him to get off of her, so he got up but held onto her and called 911. It was then that police say she pulled a gun and aimed it at his head. Then lowered her aim and shot him in the thigh instead. Now, the man fell to the ground and dragged her down with him, and then the two fought to gain control of the gun. According to police, the suspect was reaching for the gun and said she would shoot him again, which he had no reason to not believe, being that she'd already shot his ass. Now, the victim was able to wrestle the gun away when the subject's girlfriend came out and attacked him. Eventually, both women got into their car and drove off, speeding past the officers as the officers were arriving. Well, Seattle police, they have not announced any arrests made in the case, and the victim is currently recovering in the hospital. The question is, what did this dude throw out the window to lead to this very dumbass confrontation? Was it a bottle? Was it gum? Was it a chicken bone? Or was it a dirty diaper? So bottle, gum, chicken bone, or dirty diaper?
I think the fact that it's here, I don't know why. I think gum is just there. It feels stupid enough that this could that would set this whole thing
They're
off.
parked next to each other.
They're parked next to each other, and the guy throws something out the window. It hits her car. Understandably, she's not pleased, but her first response was to grab a pair of scissors, try to slash his tires. That's when he gets out of his vehicle. They start wrestling around. Then she pulls out her gun and shoots him.
I just feel like gum is a normal thing that you would spit out of your window.
Well, it is. Yeah. I know the answer to this one, so I'm gonna take a back seat. I'll let you guys play.
Safeway also has a lot of prepared food.
Sure.
So I'll go chicken bone. Chicken bone.
Chicken.
Okay. All right. What caused this argument and shooting? Did he throw a bottle, gum, a chicken bone, or a dirty diaper? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is seriously on Profile This. As there was a shooting at a Safeway in Seattle Monday, the man in a car threw something out of his window, and it hit the woman's car beside him. They got out, had a confrontation. Either way, she ended up shooting him in the thigh. Question is, what did this guy throw out the window? Was it a bottle, gum, a chicken bone, or a dirty diaper?
And Miles, you already knew the answer to this, so you bowed out of this. It came down to the Ted Smith and our very own Mike Hawk. Now, Mike, you went with gum.
Right?
So just based on where we live, that seems like something
Makes
that
sense.
would fire people up.
Damn.
It was not gum. And Ted, I mean, look, we're both from the East Coast. He said chicken bone because that's
Chicken bone.
fairly normal there.
Shot for throwing a chicken bone.
By the way, it should be noticed, this happened on Monday night at the Safeway in South Seattle. Do you know what night that was at Safeway? That's right, it was Cheap Chicken Monday.
Cheap Chicken Monday.
Cheap Chicken Monday.
Yeah. They don't cook them the best. I mean, obviously, it's a Safeway.
Yeah.
But I got some pre-made wings in there a couple weeks ago, and they were like buffalo and like dry ranch seasoning already on them.
They're solid, bro.
Yeah, it was like,
they're
it's good
solid,
flavor.
Now for all TV news all the time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Your choices today, you got the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title. These guys have teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
TikTok has announced a new wind down feature designed to help younger users wind down and relax after being glued to the app all day. If a kid under 16 years old is still using the app after 10 p.m., TikTok will interrupt their feed with a full screen wind down reminder that plays calming music that helps them relax. This is like meth telling us to meditate.
Colbert?
Yeah, I'm thinking Colbert.
Kimmel.
TikTok has announced a new feature that is designed to help younger users relax and wind down after being glued to their app all day. If a kid under 16 years old is still using the app after 10 p.m., TikTok will interrupt their feed with a full screen wind down reminder that plays calming music to help them relax. That's great. TikTok is trying to help kids relax. This is like meth telling us to meditate.
A man was shot in his bed by his dog, he claims. I don't want to say we're more violent as a society, but back in my day, the worst thing a dog did was eat your homework.
Colbert.
Ted? That's me. Damn it. Yeah. And the teachers never believed you.
Nope. Maybe if I was telling the truth one time.
Yeah, I remember that from Hot for Teacher. Krispy Kreme has unveiled a new St. Patrick's Day menu, which includes 4 new donuts, while Duncan just poured Jameson into the culottes.
Colbert.
Fallon. Seth.
Krispy Kreme has unveiled its St. Patrick's Day menu, which includes 4 new donuts, while Duncan just poured Jameson in the culottes.
The maker of the Roomba doubts the company will survive. It's not that the Roomba sucked. It's that it just didn't suck enough.
Kimmel? Fallon.
Fallon.
I read that the maker of the Roomba vacuum has substantial doubt the company can survive. Yeah, it's not that the Roomba sucked, it's just that it didn't suck enough.
Anybody in here ever grow up and have rabbits or bunnies?
Neighbors did, but I never did.
Yeah, I never did either.
No.
Mike,
always
you
a cage
kind
in
of
the
did
backyard.
because there was all those wild bunnies in your by your old apartment.
Yeah, true.
But you didn't live with them.
God, no.
Did you ever feed them?
No.
I did.
Where'd you feed them to?
Is that why they kept on sitting out my back porch?
I don't know. Me and VD were out there pounding whiskey, and it's like, I bet they like wheat thins.
Do they?
Yeah, they're rabbits. They'll eat anything.
Okay.
I feel like most animals will eat human food, whatever you give them.
Yeah.
Unless it's something
I
specific.
gave one a pork chop.
Well, we all know Joe McHale, famous Seattleite, countless TV shows, this and that.
UW football alumni, right?
Correct.
What position did he play?
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Was he a wideout? I thought he was a tight end. Same
I-
different, kind of.
Yeah.
He's got more of the wide receiver build, I would say.
He does, but he might have been bigger.
Oh.
We'll put him out like that. Well, he told a pretty horrible story on Jimmy Kimmel about having 2 male rabbits. Then they got in a fight. I had no idea rabbits would do this to each other, but it's pretty horrible.
But our one rabbit, at one point, they were battling each other. We noticed, we took him to the vet, and he's like, yeah, this one rabbit has eaten the testicles off the other.
Damn!
And I was like, that is quite the fight. And,
Whoa!
And we said, well, why would he eat the testicles of the other rabbit? He goes, well, just in case a female rabbit shows up. And I was like, we don't have any female rabbits. And he was like, tell the bunnies that. They don't.
Wow, you're on kind of the perfect show now, it turns out, for this kind of behavior, huh?
Animal control. That is called a transition.
Yeah,
and,
And so is what happened to your rabbit.
Damn.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, that's getting it done, except you got to gnaw them off.
They're out a lot more now, this time of the year. I see them everywhere.
Oh, yeah, the rabbits, for sure.
Actually, you know
They,
what?
they seem a little bit more nocturnal. Like I see them more in the morning and the dark hours in the evening than I do.
And they're not slick. It's because I'm always out with the dog, and it's like rabbit. Look, man, I know you're standing still, but I can see you. My dog can smell you, and it'll smell like move. I had to throw a rock at a freaking rabbit just because my dog basically is going to rip this thing apart, right?
Of course.
It won't move, and I get it because it's doing that freeze thing. Like they can't see me, and I kept waiting and waiting, and finally just grabbed a rock. I didn't try to hit the rabbit, but got it close. And it finally took off. I'm like, thank you, man.
I still blame the pandemic because I was living on Capitol Hill. I had never seen a rabbit walking from Capitol Hill to downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow during the pandemic, when I'd walk home, there's nobody around. There was a bunch of rabbits started showing up. So like maybe they had all been in hiding, waiting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just wild. And now I feel like Miles, you're right. I feel like I see them all the time now.
You know, because they F like rabbits.
They do.
Oh, I have seen them do that too, and it's literally 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
It
5
might
seconds.
be 100
bro.
pumps, but it's 5 seconds.
I saw that while I was living down there in Sumner, too.
Yeah, rabbit sex.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You guys into some freaky stuff.
Time to time, you hear a thump, and all of a sudden, 2 of them are like in the air. They like just smack into each other. That's how it happens.
Yeah, fun sized. So let's. You guys ever? Do you guys remember the original host of Man vs. Food, Adam Richman?
Oh yeah,
I remember his name. Yeah.
Right. So Adam Richman got pretty famous for that show. He's been on some other stuff too. You'll see him on Travel Channel or Cooking Network. So he has a new show where it's called Adam Eats Britain. I like the concept of the show. Basically, he goes to these towns in the UK where like that have names. and it's like the birthplace of those things.
Okay.
It's kind of like Italy.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Italy, or I think you find that in France too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I never knew until I was in my 20s that like Champagne is a region.
It is specific. Like Parmesan is specific, and that's why they have all these. Like, look, you can call it cheese. You can even say it's like Parmesan. You can't call it Parmesan unless it's from the Parmesan or Parmigiano region. And Champagne, you can call it sparkling wine. Do not call it champagne.
Right. If it's not from the Champagne region of France, it's sparkling wine.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they're real sticklers for that, man.
Right. It's like bourbon, right? What our buddy Rob tell us? What's that, Mike?
It's got to be from Bourbon County.
It does not.
Oh, that's right.
But it has to be 70% corn. It's got to be made with like a couple other things. So bourbons can be made outside of that. That was what everybody thought. But you can make it outside of Bourbon County. But there's certain
ingredients, but the percentage of the ingredients has to be exactly whatever to be bourbon. Otherwise, you're whiskey. Right?
And Kentucky snobs will say it needs to be bonded too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they will.
Right, and they would probably say, and that's a lot of thing, right? Like it's got to do with the water. Right? Same thing with like New York. People claim New York pizza's best because of the water, this and that.
I think Jack Daniel's distillery in Tennessee runs off one stream. One stream basically feeds the entire world Jack Daniel's.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, and he went to a couple places. Like, you ever heard this thing called an Eaton mess?
Eat and miss?
Eaton mess.
Eaton mess, no.
So it's like this famous dessert, but it's from Eaton, and they call it a mess. And it's like, like some shortbreads and this and that.
Okay.
But basically, the theory is that somebody was making this hundreds of years ago, dropped it. It all kind of fell apart. They scooped it up and gave it out in individual dishes instead of one big thing. So, like, he would go to that town and be like, I want to try that.
Okay. And if we do it in our traditional method, where we're going to drop it on the floor.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like Yorkshire puddings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, I never knew what a Yorkshire pudding was until a couple summers ago. They're delicious. But the English, all the Brits, they use pudding for so many different things.
Right.
Like, I was shocked. It's just a little puff pastry, but it's delicious. But
they call it pudding.
Yeah, that's still a pudding as well.
What is their or do they have a specific
there's blood pudding
definition? Right.
Yeah.
So
there's sweet. There is sweet pudding.
That's what I mean. So they have a lot of savory puddings. That much I know. But then they'll have a dessert where they call it pudding, and I'm like, but I don't want to try it because in my mind I'm thinking it's going to be savory, and they're like, no, man.
Do you think it's had anything to do with their lack of dental care? Just keep soft foods around.
Yeah, right. Make everything mushy peas.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
It's just funny that I'm trying to. There's got to be stuff we do it in America with. Where,
I'm sure.
Right? Like we use the same word, but it has a bunch of different meanings.
Like French. French toast, French fries. Look at none of these things come from France.
Yeah.
That's just what French kiss.
But pretty interesting show if you like that. I like Adam Richmond. The only beef with him is he's a Tottenham fan, but you try to look past that and support him when he's doing stuff out there on the road. Let's see this one. Joey, Matt LeBlanc's Friends spinoff, lasted less than 2 seasons, 2004 to 2006. I actually thought it was kind of funny. But
I think I saw like an episode maybe.
Right, but it was right on the heels of Friends ending, so it didn't really get a lot of love. But the first 2 episodes of Joey's been posted on the Friends YouTube channel. They're hoping there'll be more of them. Basically, it's the same character.
Yep.
He just moves to L.A., reconnects with his sister and his nephew, and then Jennifer Coolidge is in there as well. She's basically his agent. So, I mean, I would think they would get it because it did do some good ratings originally. I also saw a great quote from Matt LeBlanc the other day where they asked him about not acting as much and everything, and he was like, I decided to take a year off.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was really fun. Like, I traveled. It was really, really relaxed.
Yeah.
So basically, he's like, it kind of turned it into like 4 or 5 years off.
And I have the money.
And then he did what, like a show on, was it Showtime, Ted, that was like kind of based on him as a person?
Correct. Right. It's kind of right. It was like,
I can't remember
the name of the show.
That was good.
It was
too.
very good. But right, it was basically just him playing himself in a different role. But right, he was a big star in another show, and everybody, like I remember there's one famous scene where it's like the boss's daughter, who's in college in her 20s, is like gonna have sex with him. And he's like, all right. And then they're having sex. And she's like, say the line. Oh, God. So, how you doing? You know what I mean? So, right. But I thought. How you doing? Right. Well, he had a lot of stuff all there.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, listen, we've talked about it. I can't remember if Mike's watched Friends or whatever. If you did watch Friends, like, Joe, he was easily the most likable character.
Yeah. You know exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah. I also think it's funny now. That dude is not fat at all. He's just a little bit bigger than when he was on that show. But it's funny, even when he was on the show, the character Joey was just always about eating sandwiches.
Yeah.
Right? Sandwich this, sandwich that. So it's like, part of that had to be him being like, I love eating sandwiches.
So let's work this into the storyline.
Yeah, it's like we said before, right? Like, there's some actors where it's like they're like, I'm not doing that role again. It was hard to stay in that shape. So, like, for a guy like him, it's like, you're not on the show. Like, I don't know. Why not?
I got money. I'm traveling, man.
Yeah, and then I was going to say, also, really heating up with the tournaments right now. Kraken. Nice win last night. Yeah, baby. I caught the end of that one. I told Mike I'd look down to take a bite of something. I looked up, and they scored a goal. Was it 7 seconds in overtime?
We're about to hear that at 5:50 there, Ted.
There you go, Mike.
Headlines are coming up at 5:50. Thank you there, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest, 100% organic cotton bedding from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with airy blankets, cloud-like duvets, and breathable sheets. You'll experience pure comfort on night one and feel your bedding get softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com with code Odyssey. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0.99% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hi, here's your report.
Thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire a whole team of yous.
Try posting a job on LinkedIn. It's the world's largest professional network. Unlike resumes, LinkedIn gives a real-time view into a candidate's skills, experiences, and more.
Huh, let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Find your perfect match with LinkedIn. Post your free job at linkedin.com/message. That's linkedin.com/message. Terms and conditions apply.
Returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida man sets the Pink Pony Strip Club on fire, then throws his pee at the cops. Meanwhile, a Florida woman smashes a beer bottle over her boyfriend's head, and fun at the Funky Buddha stops. Florida couple somehow shocked when an alligator walks on a golf course. Air India now says bathroom policies must be strictly enforced. And a boy who cleans tombstones, making all the dead people happy. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Our top story is a headlines update. Earlier this week, we brought you the story of the Air India flight that had to turn around midway through a 14-hour voyage. After leaving Chicago, 10 of the 11 bathrooms on the flight ended up clogged, forcing them to turn around and head back to the States to land the plane and fix the lavatories before continuing on. Now, I was more amazed that there were 11 to 12 bathrooms on a plane. I didn't actually stop to think, why in the world are these doggone toilets all getting clogged on the same flight?
But we all made the wrong assumption.
That's correct. Just thinking that, maybe a lot of people there was a sale on really crummy food in there and everything got clogged up. No. We now know a little more as Air India has put out a plea to their potential customers. Only flush appropriate things down the toilets of the planes. Upon cleaning out the toilets to get them unclogged, it was revealed that passengers had put more than waste and paper products down the toilet, and that includes polyethylene bags, rags, and clothes.
It's so weird. It's just on this one flight.
Right.
Every single. So what is going on with Air India?
I don't know.
I mean,
because you're right. It was just this one flight. But for whatever reason, everybody on there was like, man, I got to rush this rag
9
down
out
there.
of 10 were clogged.
Right.
So what?
With rags and clothes.
So what was going on that many people were flushing?
And why is that acceptable on any flight, let alone a bunch of people doing it?
Right.
Is it like one family?
And why do you go straight for the toilet? Why wouldn't you just throw away the clothes or the rags or whatever?
There's a trash can in there, man.
And it's not like there's anybody digging through the trash can to see what kind of goodies they can find. And
if they are, that's a them thing.
That is a them thing. Did you miss when you were trying to hit the toilet and now you're trying to get rid of the evidence? Even then, again, shove it into the garbage can that's in there.
It is provided.
Yeah. Also, these people are adults. Yes. Like, you know you can't flush stuff. Like, just come on.
You're talking about thousands of dollars in travel expenses just for the ticket.
Right.
So obviously these people are affluent.
Right.
You don't get on a plane to India and fly that far and not have a few $1,000s to pay for the ticket.
Right.
So I don't, it feels like a
So
cheap
you're a little bit more
airline or something.
upscale than that,
You would
right?
think.
Like, come on, gang.
Yeah, but also you might just be going home to visit family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In other news, a couple in Florida are the latest to encounter the unique hazards on the golf courses. A video was shared online that features a great shot of a massive alligator sauntering across the fairway, accompanied by great commentary by the man and his wife who are watching from their car. We have the audio.
He might be going for this water up here.
Don't please get any closer. If he comes jerking over here, I'll myself.
Which, honestly, if I was out there golfing, like, I get it, it's Florida, and you kind of expect that. And when I went to Florida last year, I was like, okay, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing one in the wild.
Sure.
But if I'm out golfing, trying to enjoy my day, and that big freaking dinosaur comes walking by, I might crap myself too.
Yeah, and if you get closer it gets, the more likely I'm not going to trust a fart.
That's right. I'm also considering, you know what? Maybe we just eat the green fees and decide that that's a day of golf.
I'm okay with that.
It's a dinosaur out there. Sticking with Florida, officers were called about a bad time at a local brewery bar. This one, the headline was just amazing. The story goes that while enjoying a few beverages, a man made a joke towards his girlfriend, calling her a junkie, which, ladies, you love being called junkies.
And if you saw her picture, I don't know that he was joking.
I don't think he was, because she took the joke a little bit more personally than intended, telling officers that it made her cry and that her boyfriend had beat her up, causing bruises. I don't know why he's going to tell a joke, make you cry, and then proceed to just throw fists, but hey, that's how it goes. Her boyfriend agrees that she took it pretty hard, but says that she responded by pouring a beer over his head, that she was the assailant here, and by upping the ante by arming herself with a beer bottle and cracking it upside of his head. The woman was arrested on assault charges, which is how the flight attendant got arrested after an incident at the Funky Buddha Brewery.
Why is that my favorite part of the story?
Buddha. I know. Funky Buddha Brewery.
Did he... Funky butt loving. Funky butt loving?
Funky Buddha.
I want to go. Welcome to the Funky Buddha.
This is in no way reflective of the airline, but...
It's Spirit.
It's Spirit Airlines.
Well, she's going to come back and get a promotion.
She was the Spirit Airlines that left them. I was reading through. I was like, what airline? Of course she did.
Yeah.
Of course she did. There's a U.S. influencer that could be kicked out of Australia thanks to what she decided to do for content. A video was uploaded that... You saw this video, Steve?
I didn't see the video because the video would make me angrier than just reading the story.
Yeah, a video was uploaded that shows the woman stopping on the side of the road with a man filming as she approaches some wildlife. She scoops up the animal, which is this baby wallaby, and then she immediately starts running around, giggling and cackling to herself that the mom is freaking out off to the side of her there. Look at the mom. Oh, she doesn't know where he's at. And then they wait for a little while, and then she gives the animal back, and the Australian authorities are like, that's not allowed.
Yeah.
And it's like, can we not play the ugly American, please? Can we leave that behind?
Most of us can. She can't.
That's a fact. That is a fact. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
There's a wonderful story out of England where a young entrepreneur is being highlighted. The idea struck the young lad as he carried out a class project which involved cleaning up headstones at a local cemetery. Knowing that he was onto something, he started offering his services to his neighbors, and his mother even got involved, posting the job offer on social media.
Hello, I know your mom's dead. Want me to clean the gravestone?
I'll clean the headstone.
Your mom's dead, huh?
It went viral with thousands of people commending the young man on his great work, and got plenty of job offers as well. It's blown up to the point that he started his own business, Guardians of the Headstones, and even makes enough to where he donates a portion of the proceeds to another charity that pays for memorials on behalf of families that have lost children. This is a good young lad right here, and I wish him the best, man. That is awesome. Men's Room Sports are brought to you by the fine folks of Sports on What? If you tuned into the Kraken game when they blew a 2-0 lead to wind up 4-2 in the third period, you missed one heck of a comeback here. The Kraken managed to tie it up with just a couple minutes left in the game, taking us to overtime. I'm going to play you the entirety of that overtime broadcast.
The Kraken had a 2-0 lead, gave up 4, and have come all the way back. If you're just joining us, thank you, but you have missed a lot. So don't do it again. Off the draw. Here it is. Montour. Right in. He scores.
Jesus. Hell.
That's it. Wow. Drop. Bam.
I got dinner reservations. 5 seconds. Dude, it was wild. I had it on. I literally looked down, grabbed I don't know, it was chips or nuts or something. And then by the time I looked up, they'd already won.
So he's actually mistaken. He says 5 seconds. Replay the clock. Montour actually shot that one in the goal in just 4 seconds, making it the quickest goal in NHL overtime history. All right. They've got the night out before hosting Utah tomorrow evening if you want to check that out. As far as what's on tonight, you got NBA basketball, college tournament basketball, and some spring training baseball featuring your Seattle Mariners on the tube tonight. Find out where to watch and when to watch all of those sports in one convenient location. It's called the Sports on What app. As far as your weather, we're dropping to 36 tonight with mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, we're looking at a partly cloudy skies in the morning, turning into overcast in the afternoon with a high of 54. That is it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
A look of the Irish inspired Bad Choice Friday and Ted versus the FCC. We'll see you tomorrow. The lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Navigate the electric revolution and gain insights to electric vehicle manufacturing with Rockwell Automation. Get our free white paper and gain all the insights you need into the electric auto industry and smart manufacturing. Only the agile will survive this metamorphic shift in the industry. So let Rockwell Automation keep you up to speed. Search Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper and download your free copy today. The electric revolution is here and full insights are available for download. Get the Rockwell Automation EV Revolution white paper today.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
What kind of programs does this school have? How are the test scores? How many kids do a classroom? Homes.com knows these are all things you ask when you're home shopping as a parent. That's why each listing on Homes.com includes extensive reports on local schools, including photos, parent reviews, test scores, student-teacher ratio, school rankings, and more. The information is from multiple trusted sources and curated by Homes.com's dedicated in-house research team. It's all so you can make the right decision for your family. Homes.com. We've done your homework.